This is the Troll Patrol. Live. With Justin. FREAKIN.
Welcome to the Troll Patrol. Live. It's a freaking Wednesday, and it kind of looks weird. It looks like I cut off all my hair, and I most certainly did not. I was cooking, so it's pulled back. It looks like I have no hair right now. I did not already shave my head. Donald Trump has not been arrested. For those of you who are unaware, I made the promise I will shave my head should Trump get arrested. And if I do shave my head, I'm going to come on here. No bandana. It's going to be bald. I'm going to be blinding you guys with the light off the chrome dome. I assure you. Coffee Creamer, what is up? Good evening. And let me tell you, before we get started tonight, I can promise you we can only fit so much cope and seethe into the stream tonight. That is all the right-wingers are doing over the Trump raid of March. I assure you I still have my hair. It's here. It's just, but the first time I cooked for the housemate, whenever I moved in here 4 weeks ago, whatever it was, the first time I cooked for her, she's like, yeah, you need to watch out for your hair. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm so used to, not cooking for other people. Let me make sure that I put my hair up before I cook. Tones, what's going on? I feel like I just saw you. Awesome people hanging out with, poly people. One of my favorite streamers to hang out with when I'm not with you guys. And I'm trolling the Twitch. Polly is one of my favorite channels to be on. I'm not high enough for this shit. I'm not high at all, pretty much. Because I've been cooking for like the last 2 hours. I'm pretty sure I didn't hit any pots. She was smoking in the kitchen with me. And I remember her making a joke about, like, we don't have a hookah because I was breading chicken. And she's like, I can't just stick it in your mouth right now. And I'm like, that's what she said, haha. Oh, fuck. So I am not high enough for this shit. So I'm going to hit this bong. I was trying to cook for her because she's at work right now. And unfortunately, she's pulling like 7 days straight at work. So I feel really sorry for her. And also, like, I work from home, so I'm sitting in here all fucking day. I'm sitting behind this computer, doing my work, listening to music. So, like, if I could be of help, it's to go in there and make a good meal for her. Unfortunately, I need to work on my timing because she didn't have time to eat it before she went to work. She took it with her. So I need to work on my timing. But also, like, I try to let her sleep as late as she can because she works 12-hour nights, and I know that's rough. She tells me to go about my business doing my shit like normal. But I sit in here with my headphones like I don't want to wake her up. Pulling a 12-hour night. Fuck that shit. Me just sitting in here typing on my computer. Fuck. Unlike liberal snowflakes, I'm not so easily triggered. The Cracker Barrel, can I say that on Twitch? Can I get away with saying that word? The censored word barrel, Old Country Store, says we've added plant-based food items to the menu. Woke trash! Stop making everything political! Brandon! Nobody asked for this. Lost a customer. Let me tell you, Cracker Barrel lost a customer one time when I took my date there like 2011. And granted it was like an hour away from them closing, but they didn't have any breakfast gravy. I don't think I was ordering breakfast. I think I ordered a country fried steak, but I want some goddamn breakfast gravy with my country fried steak. They didn't have no goddamn breakfast gravy. And it upset me. So they lost a customer when I went to a Cracker Barrel and they ain't got no fucking breakfast gravy. How you gonna be a Cracker Barrel and not have breakfast gravy? Nobody wants your brown gravy on their country fried steak. Pretty sure that's the last time I've been to a Cracker Barrel. I don't know. It's possible I've been to one since then. Once again, I'm not high enough for this shit. I've still yet to hit this. Probably should have cleaned the screen off. Not the smoothest hit. Ray! Oh my God, you can't. People that are that far down the rabbit hole with the libs of TikTok and the Project Veritas. RB, good evening. I'm in this group called Make Offensive Memes Great Again. I got like 3 different people to block me today in this group that's like, don't care about your feelings, snowflake. That's how good I am. Boy, do I fucking love that fucking page. I can trigger them so easily. I'm throwing up memes all the time. Nobody puts brown gravy on no country fried steak. She offered me brown gravy with my country fried steak. I'm like, sacrilege. Do not try to pull that on me. I like a good country fried steak. Now, for those of you who don't know, I don't like ordering like steak at a like you go to a fucking a Cracker Barrel or something. I'm not ordering any kind of high-end meat or anything. But you know what? You can't fuck up a country fried steak. You pound the fucking shit out of that. You bread it. You can't go wrong. You can't go wrong with a country fried steak. It's pretty much already pre-chewed. Because they pound the shit out of it. So it's hard to fuck it up in a restaurant. Because I'm particular. I don't want to eat out if I can cook it better. And it's almost certain I can cook it better. So I usually only go to really nice restaurants to eat. Because I'd rather cook it myself. I outdid myself on the macaroni and cheese I made tonight. Ooh, my God. Ooh, goddamn. Oh, we've got news to talk about, don't we? A good little bit of the news tonight is going to be devoted to watching right-wingers lose their ever-loving minds over the fact that Trump got raided. Specifically, Dan Bongino and Jesse Waters. That's who we're going to focus on tonight. Also, it's a primary day in 4 different states. Wisconsin and Minnesota. Among them, I think there's a special election somewhere else. The Muslim killings that we were talking about last night in New Mexico. A suspect has been apprehended in the killings. We're going to get the latest on that. There is a nurse from Texas who is now facing, I think, 90 years in prison in California. I saw the video last week when it happened. We're going to talk about this story because this video is just mind-blowing. I'm going to play the video for you. It's fucking hard to watch. We're going to talk about monkeypox cases. Doctors are warning that it's not limited to gay men. It was only a matter of time before monkeypox showed up at a daycare. We're going to talk about the daycare that is currently experiencing an outbreak. And the coming wave of outbreaks at schools, colleges, prisons, pools, churches. I have a video I have a feeling is going to be hilarious. There's a sheriff's department in Florida that I've had a hard on for making fun of. The Lee County Sheriff's Office. They have a stupid ass sheriff that's very self-aggrandizing. And they clearly have a very large budget for their media. They made a back-to-school safety video. So we're going to watch that. Biden visited Eastern Kentucky, where unfortunately they are still getting hammered by rain. Storms moved through this morning in an already battered area. We're going to check out some old video from The View. I saw Charlie Kirk share this, and it tickled me. This was how The View used to react when Donald Trump came on, before he was a political figure. Charlie Kirk is also going to lay the truth on us about the Alex Jones trial. I have no clue what Charlie has to say about the Alex Jones trial. I'm just going to assume it's absolute fucking bullshit. Plus, Seb Gorka is going to talk to Kevin Sorbo about how Hollywood hates America. Plus, so much more here on the Troll Patrol live. How are you, you wonderful people? Free breather. Yes, I know exactly why Trump got raided. It had to do with an investigation by the National Archives into his failed compliance with the Presidential Records Act. The FBI had met with him multiple times. It's not like all the right-wingers are acting like this is something out of the ordinary, but like Trump knew it was coming. They've met with him multiple times and said, hey, dude, you're going to have to hand over these documents. So just absolute fucking bullshit. Don't believe any of these dumb fuck right-wingers. Mike Pence was whining on Twitter about the FBI. Mike Pence was whining on Twitter? Oh, earlier on Twitter, I made a funny. John Hinckley was talking about his song, Hope for the Future. And I tweeted at John Hinckley, we once had hope for the future, but you missed. Sir, you missed. We no longer have hope for the future. For those of you unaware, John Hinckley was the man who shot Ronald Reagan. Yeah, RB, that video is crazy. That's why we're going to watch it here in just a little bit. Just a little bit. That's just a couple of stories from now. Let's go ahead and dive into the news. Before we do, I have to change the graphics. Before we actually dive into the news, I have to change the graphics on the screen because you know what that means. It is... Justin, turn off the corner graphics. It is an election day. Where's Warlord at? Warlord suspicious by his absence. Polls are closed. Polls are closed in 2 states. Voting continues in Wisconsin and Minnesota. Asking me about Pfizer or Moderna. I have no love for any pharmaceutical company. If you're asking me which vaccine I got, I personally got the Moderna one. Yeah, it's odd. It's odd there's no Warlord. But I feel like I have talked to him today. So don't worry, Warlord is around. Polls are closed in 2 states. Voting continues in Wisconsin and Minnesota. There's another Trump-tinged brawl in Wisconsin. And in Minnesota, a special election could narrow the Democratic edge in the House. So voters in Wisconsin, Minnesota, Vermont, and Connecticut are weighing in on primary contests on Tuesday in Minnesota. A special election could further narrow the already tight Democratic majority in the House. Here is what to watch as the returns roll in. The expected Democratic primary fight for the right to challenge Senator Ron Johnson, a Republican, fizzled when one contender after another dropped out and endorsed the state's lieutenant governor, Mandela Barnes, setting up a highly anticipated race for the fall, which could be a pickup for Democrats. Republicans are in fighting form over who will try to stop the re-election of Wisconsin's Democratic Governor, Tony Evers. Of 4 remaining candidates, Tim Mitchells, who has the endorsement of former President Donald J. Trump, and Rebecca Kleefisch, the choice of former Vice President Mike Pence, have the best shot. If you're looking for ideological differences, it will be a strain. Miss Kleefisch, who was lieutenant governor under Governor Scott Walker, has said President Biden's victory over Mr. Trump in Wisconsin was rigged, though repeated examinations of the nearly 21,000 vote margin have turned up nothing of the kind. A Democratic fight for an open House seat in Wisconsin's only competitive House race. 4 Democrats are vying to take on Derek Van Orden, a Republican in the GOP-leaning seat of Representative Ron Kind, a Democrat who is retiring. Mr. Kind has been a Republican target for years, and Mr. Van Orden came close to beating him in 2020. Then came January 6th, when Mr. Van Orden, an actor and retired member of the Navy SEALs, was in Washington to protest Mr. Biden's victory. What exactly he was doing there is in dispute. Democrats say a Facebook photo proved he crossed into a restricted area as Trump supporters stormed the Capitol. Mr. Van Orden denied that and said he was merely in the nation's capital to stand for the integrity of our electoral system as a citizen. Piece of shit. All of his would-be Democratic opponents say Mr. Van Orden is singularly dangerous, but they are taking different tacks. Brad Pfaff, a Wisconsin state senator, is emphasizing his accumulated experience in politics and claiming the mantle of Mr. Kind's style of centricism. His main rival, Deb McGrath, a former CIA officer and Army captain, is taking a more liberal line and a more confrontational stance against Mr. Van Orden, a fellow veteran who she said took the same oath that I did to protect and defend the Constitution, but then went to Washington on January 6. Whoever wins the primary can expect an uphill climb to keep the seat in Democratic hands. In Minnesota, a special election could narrow the Democratic edge in the House. The death from cancer of Representative Jim Hagedorn, a Republican in February, has given voters in his southern Minnesota district the chance to fill his seat just in time for the final big votes in an already narrowly divided House. In another year, the seat might have been more competitive. After all, it was represented by Tim Walsh, now Minnesota's Democratic governor, before Mr. Hagedorn was elected in 2018, but the district leans Republican, and Brad Finstad, a farmer who held an agriculture department post in the Trump administration, has the edge over his Democratic opponent, Jeff Ittinger. In an odd quirk, Republican voters in the district will cast 2 ballots, one to determine who will serve in the House through the end of the year, and another for a primary to choose the party's candidate in November when the district selects its representative for the next Congress. I just spilt tea all over myself because I'm an adult. Twitch weed, Arby says. Yeah, I'm gonna have to clean out that bowl. It is way too hard to suck. That's what she said!
You live in sexual anarchy?
It was a shitty joke. It was a shitty joke.
Come on, man.
Seriously, come on, man. I forgot I changed the background color to where it was like in dark mode. The election graphics look kind of weird. Oh shit, also, I fucked my corner graphics up. I need to do that. There we go. We're kosher now. Welcome, new peeps that just came in. It is a election night, as you can tell by the graphics. We're just running down the races we're going to be watching. But then we're going to get to all the news that's fit the news. We're going to watch Dan Bongino and Jesse Waters seethe over the Trump raid. We're going to talk about monkeypox. We're going to get Mary Trump's opinion on what the Trump raid means. Plus so much more. But taking a look at Vermont, a low-key proxy war for a vacant House seat. It's only a single seat, but it is little Vermont's only one. And the race for the at-large district in the Green Mountain State has pitted two heavyweights against one another in something of a proxy fight for the shape of the left. Becca Balint, the Vermont Senate President pro tempore, has the vocal support of Senator Bernie Sanders, of Vermont's independent socialist standard bearer. So I do believe, just based on that, I am on the side of Becca Balint. Mandy, good evening. Love your face. Her opponent, Molly Gray, is the state's lieutenant governor and enjoys the backing of Senator Patrick Leahy, a Democrat. Yes, go with the Sanders-backed candidate. Mr. Leahy started the shuffling when he announced his retirement this year. The state's longtime House member, Peter Welch, also a Democrat, quickly lined up the support to move up to the Senate, leaving the House seat to the Fighting Democrats. What the fuck? Nobody died at Sandy Hook? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. What a fucking idiot. Anyone who thinks that is a complete and total moron. You mean Sandy Hook? Oh, fucking shit.
You think we're stupid? You think we're fools?
What an idiot. You're a crisis actor. Oh, fucking shit. The polls have closed in Connecticut. Voting still taking place in Wisconsin and Minnesota. We will check back in with what is going on in the election later on in the show. Right now, we're going to go back to our regular graphics. Boom! And we gonna do the news. Last night I brought up a story of several killings in the New Mexico area that seem to be linked. Killings of Muslim men. The Albuquerque police have apparently identified and charged a primary suspect in the killings.
All right, breaking news right now. Police in New Mexico say they have arrested a suspect in the killings of 4 Muslim men. CNN's Ed Lavandera is live in Albuquerque with the latest. Ed, what do you know?
Victor, well, this story has changed quite dramatically in the last 12 hours.
This Ed dude over here looking like Jeff Garland from Curb Your Enthusiasm. Or the Goldbergs or some shit. Like, you look at him. Look at him. That's Jeff Garland. That's Larry's little sidekick going out on an adventure.
Albuquerque with the latest. Ed, what do you know?
Victor, well, this story has changed quite dramatically in the last 12 hours or so. The police chief here in New Mexico releasing on Twitter just a little while ago saying, quote, "We tracked down the vehicle believed to be involved in a recent murder of a Muslim man in Albuquerque. The driver was detained and he is our primary suspect for the murders. We will update the media later this afternoon." So clearly a major development happening here. As you remember, several days ago, Albuquerque police had put out images of a gray Volkswagen Jetta that they believed was involved in the shootings. But what is interesting about the police chief's statement here this afternoon, Victor, it says in connection with the murder of a Muslim man, singular. Remember, authorities here in New Mexico have been saying that they believe that the recent murders of 4 different Muslim men are all connected. But this statement carefully worded is only using singular, so it's not clear whether or not investigators are prepared to charge this particular suspect with the murders of all 4 individuals. But we should also point out, as we've been working this story, CNN, we were inside the home of a Muslim family here in Albuquerque this morning. That family tells us that late last night, inside that home here in Albuquerque, that police entered the home executing a search warrant. And we spoke with one man inside the house who told us he had been detained for much of the night by investigators here in Albuquerque. In fact, while we were inside the home, we were invited inside the home by the...
I don't know why videos are having a hard... Like, it was doing this to me earlier on YouTube anyway. I don't know why videos are having a hard time playing. My bitrate's perfect. This is weird.
Family, he had been dropped off there at the house by Albuquerque police after being questioned. So we have more reporting on this. We are continuing to flesh out the reporting that we have, trying to make sense and make sure we are crystal clear about what we have at this point. But we do know that investigators and Albuquerque police were inside the home of a Muslim family here in the Albuquerque area late last night, and all of this development now happening here today. We have reached out to community leaders. Here in Albuquerque, as you imagine, the last week has been a fearful week for the Muslim community here in Albuquerque. Leaders are telling us that they are relieved and that they're hopeful that this news will bring people peace and not have to live in fear anymore right now.
So I just for shits and giggles, I wanted to entertain Free Breather here. First of all, you're citing the New York Post, not the New York Times, and saying that he donated to Obama is meaningless. Because he was appointed by Trump. That's hilarious. The judge was appointed to the post by Trump. You're an idiot, Free Breather, Barry Sotoro. We've heard every dumbass right-wing conspiracy there is. They're all fucking stupid. You all look stupid. I wish you people could fucking feel embarrassment. Right-wingers are goddamn morons. Oh shit. I hit the wrong button. Right-wingers are morons. You're coming in here talking nonsense, you fucking idiot. Do you wanna call in? Do you wanna hop in the Discord? Warlord, Cicero, love you guys. We're having a little back and forth. Come on, Free Breather. 917-830-4359. Give me a call. Or hop in the Discord and have a little chit chat with me. Yeah, we were worried about your Warlord. Usually you're here. You usually beat me here. Come on, call in. Mouth off about all your stupid right-wing conspiracy nonsense. So I can mock your dumb ass. Or if you can speak halfway intelligently, we can try to have a conversation and I'll explain why you're stupid and wrong. What do you say? Where's my ashtray, bitches? I needed to finish this bowl off. Because some of them do. Sometimes they do. And they call in. They just make complete fools of themselves. It's good content for me. I feel like it's one of those nights I could have fun with it. But I may not be in the mood. I may not entertain it well. Man, I might have to like clean this. Like it's gunky. It's gunky up in there. What, Sky Comet? You're not that late. We haven't done that much. All we did was run down the we ran down the races we're going to be keeping an eye on tonight in the primary elections. We talked about an arrest has been made in New Mexico where apparently several Muslim men have been murdered. Holy shit, yeah, I really need to clean this out. My God. My God. My God. Oh my fucking shit. I'm getting resin everywhere. It got on my keyboard. Fucking shit. Alright, the next story we're going to do is this nurse from Texas. She was in California. If you haven't seen this video, it is wild. Let me hit the content warning. Nicole Linton, Houston nurse, had 13 prior crashes, a profound mental health issue. I saw this video last week. I actually had it on the list to play on the Freak Show. But we didn't have a Freak Show on Friday, so let's talk about it tonight.
It happened with seemingly no warning.
Oh shit, oh shit.
Threw a red light into a crowd. It happened with seemingly no warning. A Mercedes sped through a red light into a crowded intersection, crashing into multiple cars in the Windsor Hills suburb near Los Angeles. Among the fiery wreckage, the California Highway Patrol says 6 people were killed, including a pregnant woman and a baby. Alfonso Word witnessed the aftermath.
It's the children.
Oh wow, RB.
Didn't get a chance. The mother, that probably was happy because she was having a baby, but she's not there. She's gone.
Surveillance video shows people running.
This is so fucking sad.
To help. Some victims were thrown from their cars. A child's car seat is seen left in the middle of the road. Several adults and children who survived the crash were rushed to the hospital. Deborah Jackson was nearly hit as she was about to pump gas.
All of a sudden, I heard a big explosion. But as I was trying to turn around, the flames just went over everybody. The flames went over my whole car, and they told me to jump out my car.
What caused the driver to speed into the intersection is unknown. What is known, they were going fast.
At minimum.
This is an old piece. We're getting ready to watch a new piece. I wanted to show you the actual
Investigators say the driver is a
crash.
40-year-old woman, and she did survive the crash.
She's now been charged, and we are going to get an update on her first court appearance up here.
Today we are going to be filing criminal charges in connection with last Thursday's tragic crash that killed 6 people and injured 6 others. Ms. Nicole Linton will be charged with 6 counts of murder and 5 counts of gross vehicular manslaughter. Preliminary investigation shows that Linton may have been traveling at approximately 90 miles an hour.
I mean, my God.
Solid red light. If convicted as charged, Ms. Linton faces up to 90 years to life in prison.
I mean, you can't, like, there's no way to even travel 90 miles an hour. RB, am I correct? Like, there's no way to even be traveling 90 miles an hour down there. Like, she would have had to, like, fallen asleep or foot on the pedal or some shit, right? How in the fuck are you traveling 90 miles an hour down that, like, that? What is the speed limit there, RB? 45?
While the wreckage of this ferry crash at the intersection was removed and traffic eventually resumed, there's catastrophic damage to the
I don't know that we have an answer, do we?
and injured. It's not only a tremendous loss to the families, but to our entire community who learned of this incredible tragedy or watched the now viral video of the collision.
A vaccine injury, what a stupid fuck.
For grieving, for the families grieving, and friends of those who will forever be affected by this. My office will do all the work.
Summer Smile, welcome. Good evening.
Our Bureau of Victim Services.
I'm not sure that they've had an interview with her. I would assume that they have, but I don't know if they've released that information to the public. She had been drinking and her boyfriend had been cheating on her. Okay. 30 miles per hour in that area. Yeah, RB said he thought 35.
My service as an assistant to those.
I thought it can't be more than 45.
The KHOU 11 Backpack Buddy campaign about halfway through now, benefiting the
Backpack Buddy campaign? What the fuck are you doing? What? The 37-year-old didn't enter a plea on Monday at her first court appearance, where she arrived in a wheelchair. Prosecutors said her Mercedes-Benz was doing 90 miles an hour last Thursday. A 23-year-old woman who was 8.5 months pregnant, her unborn child, her 11-month-old son, 11-month-old son, who was about to celebrate his first birthday, and her boyfriend all died in one car. The identities of 2 other women who were killed have not been released as of Tuesday. In court, Linton's lawyer, Halim Dahandian, said his client has an out-of-state history of profound mental health issues that might be linked to the crash but didn't specify. Authorities said they haven't found any evidence that Linton was under the influence of alcohol or drugs. Prosecutors said she had at least 13 previous crashes, including a 2020 injury accident that totaled 2 cars, and knew the threat posed by her driving behavior. Linton was also believed to be a flight risk since she works as a traveling nurse, though the judge denied a request to set bail. According to records, Linton moved from the Washington, D.C. area to Laredo in 2013 before moving to Houston in 2014. Linton also claims she got her nursing degree and Doctor of Nursing Practice degree at UT Health in Houston and worked at local hospitals as an ICU nurse before becoming a traveling nurse in 2020. The local news station is working to verify those claims. So that is what we know of right now. So the cops say they have no reason to believe that drugs or alcohol were involved as of right now. But also, cops are incompetent. So who knows? Who knows? But wow, that video is just wild. Let's move from criminal justice to public health. And here's the worry right now. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh no! No, don't hang up on me! Don't hang up! No, call back. I have a feeling it was somebody that wasn't wanting to argue with me anyway. Yeah, it was Mandy. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't mean to sound disappointed. I just wanted somebody to argue with. I'm really into that. Caller, you're on the Troll Patrol. What's going on?
So sorry to disappoint you.
I don't mean to be dizzy. You just know how much I love to argue with dumb fucks.
I know. I've been following this nurse thing all day, and I'm infuriated over it.
Oh, do tell. I think it might have been you that reminded me that I saw you post about it.
I did, and it didn't post what the woman said about it, and I can't find it again. I wish I'd saved it. But apparently she found out her boyfriend was cheating on her, and she was upset and driving erratically. I've also seen headlines. Of course, I was at work today, so I didn't really have time to dig deep into that. But I saw headlines that she'd been drinking, and in that area, I've read a comment of someone that lives in that area, just like, RB said they do, that it's a hill or something, and it's 30 miles an hour, and you can't even see the car in the video. I had to slow the video down to see the car. And that little baby flew like a football out of their vehicle and landed at the feet of a woman at the gas pump, and it was dead.
Wow.
This woman has the audacity to plead insanity? No.
Well, she hasn't pled anything yet.
That's what I read. I read she pled insanity or something. Or she was going to.
Well, I mean, we just ran down what her lawyer said, and that was like the latest information. Well,
maybe that's what she was planning on doing then.
It said she does have mental health issues, but they didn't go into how it would play an issue in the traffic accident. She did not enter a plea yesterday during her first court appearance.
No hate against mental illness. I suffer from depression and anxiety myself, but 13 previous dangerous wrecks.
You can't.
And that was the quote.
You can't hide behind mental illness for something like this. You've got to take. Now it's different. If this had been a malfunction, or if she was having a seizure or something like that, that's different.
Allegedly, with the alcohol. Allegedly.
That's why I want to be very careful. Is like what we read in the story just now is what we know to be fact as of tonight.
Yeah.
So that's let me handle the news portion.
After I read the first person about that baby, I was just, wow, that's awful.
That is heartbreaking. The cops said they have no reason at this time to believe that drugs or alcohol were involved. That could change. That means they're investigating it. That could change, but as of right now, they don't believe it. But also, as I said before, cops are really inept.
Yeah.
So it's hard to tell. But you would think we've seen so many cases where like they get on to nurses who are tired and claim they're on drugs. So you would think they would be quick to hop on the drugs or alcohol if that had been a factor in this.
And they just tried to convict a nurse that made a mistake and did the right thing in my state. I mean. No.
Oh, give us a rundown on that. What was that story?
Oh, it was the woman that made the mistake at Vanderbilt, and she followed all the hospital protocols. The woman died. The patient died. It was a really stupid mistake that she made, but she made it, and she was honest about it and followed all of the protocols the hospital required, and nothing was said about it until Medicare threatened to take their funding. So the hospital literally just used her as a scapegoat and threw her under the bus.
Oh,
and
wow.
She went to court she could have been convicted of murder and went to jail.
Oh, I think we did cover that story.
Yeah,
the jury didn't convict her, right?
May, I think.
The jury didn't convict her, right? That's what happened?
No, I think she ended up having to. I'm not sure what the outcome was, but she didn't go to jail. I think they may have convicted her, but she had to serve like community service or something outside of jail. But just the fact that they did that and they opened that door as a nurse, that's terrifying.
It is.
Now you'll have nurses that make mistakes and they're not going to be honest about it because they're afraid what might happen later. This
is such a hard topic to talk about because you're correct. You want to hold people accountable for their mistakes, but you also you want to, if it's an honest mistake, you want to give them the leeway to be able to make mistakes.
Right, you want to have that door open that if you make that mistake, you feel comfortable enough to come up and, say, I did this. This was my mistake. This is what we need to do to report it or fix it or whatever you have to do, and not be afraid of, hiding it and not reporting it.
And we ask far too much of our medical staff. You guys work like crazy fucking hours. Fucking 12-hour, 16-hour shifts shouldn't be a thing.
No.
But they are very that's
16-hour shift is nothing.
Yeah, that's standard, right? Like that's just standard operating procedure in your industry, and that's fucked up.
Yeah, 12 to 16 hours is 16 is the most you can work legally because you have to have that 8 hour of rest in between. And I know nurses that work more than that. So
it's fucked up.
Yep.
And our medical industry it needs a complete fucking overhaul, but it's never going to happen, unfortunately. We're going to see the end of society before we ever get an overhaul of our medical system, unfortunately.
I agree. Well, sorry I didn't call to argue with you. I'll think of an argument one night.
Oh, no, you're fine. You're fine. Flute, welcome. Thank you for being a freaking follower. Let me ask you a question. Did you, and I don't want to put you on the spot. Okay. But your primary was it last week?
Me?
Yes, the primary in your state was last. And here it was a fucked up day. It was like last Thursday.
Yeah.
Did you get Did you get to go out and cast a vote?
No, because my mom was in the hospital and my life's been crazy.
Oh, I am so sorry to hear that.
Oh, it's okay. She's out now, doing better, but the past couple of weeks were rough.
Yeah. Oh, because I saw you post about Loki missing her and everything. I didn't know what was going on. Well, my sympathies and well wishes to your mom.
Thank you. She had said, "Well, I can keep him." I said, "Are you sure you're up to it?" Because having her dog and my dog, they're like little kids running around fighting and making mischief. And she said, "Yeah, that's fine." Well, I let her keep him Friday, and she messaged me. She's like, "You just want to let him stay here tonight?" And I said, "I think you missed him."
He's a sweet puppy, but you should see what it's like here with 6 cats.
I can't imagine. I'm not a cat person, though. I used to be, but now I'm a dog person.
I like all animals. I don't discriminate. Cuddles are cuddles.
No, I love all animals, all creatures, snakes. I even make peace with the spiders in the house.
Hey, I'm cool with snakes and spiders. I just don't want them in my personal space.
Well, I told the wolf spider that I saw in the bathroom the other night. It was like a standoff. I saw it, and I'm just standing there looking at it, and it's looking at me. I try to smash it, and it goes up in the wall, and I was like, well, as long as you stay out of my sight, then you can live here rent-free.
See, I'm not the one the bugs need to worry about. It's the cats. Because the cats will torture them. Like a cat catches a bug, they're just like, boom, 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 boom. Mandy is you've got it, Sky Comet. You're in the general area. Sky Comet nailed your accent.
Where are you from, Sky Comet?
Putting you on the spot now, Sky Comet. Ooh.
Okay, well, I'll let you get back to your program. I just thought I'd call and say that because it's really bothered me all day.
Well, thank you for giving your input on this story. It's a wild story. As I said, I saw that video and I was saving it for the freak show, but then, we didn't do a freak show.
Yeah, and it's sad, because now you've also got this woman who's younger than I am, and she's just thrown her whole life away, her career, her life, her freedom.
Absolutely, but it also sounds like she's got a pattern of behavior that needed to be taken care of unfortunately.
And instead of holding accountability and taking care of it, now she's really going to have to face the
Guy
consequences.
Comet is from Cincinnati. Have you been to Cincinnati, Mandy?
No, but I have a friend that lives up there. I'd always wanted to go visit, but it never happened.
I want to know, Sky Comet, what is your favorite type of chili? I like the Skyline. I'm a big fan of Skyline. I always get it when I go up Cincinnati.
Ooh.
Not Skyline, Flute says. Oh, shit. See, Skyline takes me back to my college years.
Okay, Sky Comet, have you had the, the Skyline dip? That is so good.
The other one's like Gold Star or some shit. What is the chili that you were into, Flute? Oh, Mandy, yes. I will go ahead and let you go. We're probably going to take a commercial break here.
Okay.
And then we'll come back. We'll talk about monkeypox. Are you excited about monkeypox?
No, but I'll tell you what, I'm about to start Googling, can I get smallpox and polio vaccines?
Yeah, that's another thing is hundreds of people may be infected with polio in New York,
really
and that's
wanna get
fucked
vaccinated.
up. Yes, we've seen how vaccination has went in this country, and that kind of means we're fucked.
Okay, Sky Comet, you got to take, you take the chili. I just do it in the bowl. I can stir in the microwave because I'm lazy and I don't want to use the oven. Take sour cream, put it on the bottom of the dish, pour the chili over top of it, put some cheddar, whatever kind of shredded cheese you like, sprinkle that on top, and I throw it in the microwave for 5 minutes with corn chips. It is divine. See, now I've turned your show into a cooking show.
I fucking love a chili three-way. That's my thing.
I haven't tried it the way it's supposed to be, but my friend that lives in Cincinnati made that for me, and it's so good. I haven't got past that.
I can dig on some onions, but I think I prefer it without the onions. I just want the cheese, because I don't like I like my onions cooked. I don't really like raw onions. So you go to a Skyline, they just put raw onions on top of it. I'm not really into that. I want a cooked onion.
Okay. I'll let you go.
Mandy, have a great evening. Thank you for calling in.
You have a good one too. Bye.
We did turn it into it turns into a cooking show quite often. If you guys get me sidetracked, it's usually talking about video games or cooking. Sometimes music. By the way, since I have brought it up, I might be doing a freaking fun time fucking around stream after this. I have a article from Spin here. And I did not read the article. It is the 35 great songs you probably didn't hear in the last 35 years. Have not looked at it, have no clue what the fuck is on the list of 35 great songs I probably didn't hear in the last 35 years. I think it would be cool to sit and listen to those songs. What do you guys think? You want to do it after the stream tonight? I still have not looked. I do not know what the 35 songs are. This is actually published in December 1st, 2020. And it's Spin, so I kind of wonder how it's going to lean more rock, more alternative. That meme though. Well, you're going to get another meme because I promise you I will give you a new meme every time I take a commercial break and come back. When we come back, we're going to talk about monkeypox cases. We're going to talk about the outbreak at a daycare. We're going to talk about how it's going to affect schools very soon, very soon. My timeline today was filled up with friends sending their kids off to school. Oh boy, it's getting ready to happen. And plus we're gonna watch a lot of right-wingers cope and seethe over the Trump FBI raid and fucking Seb Gorka And Kevin Sorbo is going to tell us about how Hollywood hates America. All that and more on the other side of the break here on the Troll Patrol Live.
Now we turn to YouTuber Justin FREAKIN. The guy's, he's a formidable voice in the culture. Uncensored and unfiltered political talk and debate from a leftist perspective. The day's top news stories and videos with astute social commentary.
Not high enough for this shit.
All we're establishing is this guy's wicked sick aesthetic.
Right-wingers are morons.
You brought back the wrong kind of fucking cake, you idiot.
I guess I gotta thank Matt Walsh for introducing me to Justin FREAKIN.
Yet you're like, we'll pray for somebody. You think you can telepathically communicate with a deity, and you have the audacity to say somebody else has a mental disorder. For the love of God. Hi, I'm Justin FREAKIN. I'm a leftist broadcaster and comedian, not liberal, leftist. And despite what you may have heard from right-wing propaganda, George Soros isn't handing out Soros bucks and funding people like me. There are no Koch brothers, Mercers, or any number of right-wing think tanks funding content on the left side of the spectrum the way they fund people like Ben Shapiro, Dave Rubin, and Dennis Prager. And YouTube doesn't monetize videos that are controversial or deal with politics unless you're someone like Steven Crowder. So this is an ultimatum. Become a patron. Support my Patreon, or I'm going to become a right-winger and get some of that easy money. You know for a fact that I could be bigger than Charlie Kirk or Jesse Lee Peterson.
Amazing!
All I have to do is talk about how I used to be an SJW snowflake, but the left went too far with their cultural Marxism, and Republicans are stupid enough to buy it, even though this video exists. And you know I'm right, so give me your money or I'm selling you out.
Welcome to the Freak Show.
Like, you don't have to hit rock bottom every day. You don't. Come on down to Taco Bell, get an STD. I've had a couple dozen them Kinder Eggs. Shut the fuck up. And some boogers.
And then you follow him and he's in the fucking ditch before you ever even got to the food land.
Everybody's gonna die. I don't like onions. I like Donnie Chico nuggets.
I still could just slap the shit out of you. It's like a turtle, but wormier.
We live in turbulent times. The media is full of deception, conspiracy theories, and fake news. Now, more than ever, it is important to ensure you're getting information from a source that's freaking reliable.
I'm Justin Mullins, and this is the Freakin' News.
Get a breaking or interesting story with a humorous twist in about a minute weekdays, 8 a.m. Eastern on YouTube, BitChute, Odyssey, and more.
Don't forget, this Friday, the 1-year anniversary special of the Friday Night Freak Show. What's gonna happen? Who's gonna be here with me? Last time on the Freak Show, some shit went down. And a lot of people have been wondering if the show would even continue. And it does this Friday on the 1-year anniversary special of this iteration. The Freak Show was my college radio show. So it is the 1-year anniversary of this iteration. Snicks, good evening. I love your face. This is your this is a twofer. I'm giving you the meme first of all, which is the thin blue line flag with Sonic next to it, and Sonic has a heart on. And his heart-on forms the thin blue line. That is funny enough on its own, but I don't know if that in and of itself was funny enough to show you guys. However, Clarence Grady, who I assume is a troll account, says that he will share this with his grandkids. They love Sonic and can see he's supporting the police. Which cracked me up. Meat Cakes, good evening. Warlord, good evening. If I told you how much I loved you tonight. Evidence of what? Sonic's hard on. It's right there. Don't you see it? That's a Sonic hard on. What the fuck? That I love you? What? Can a man not confess his love for another man? Is that gay? What? Oh fuck. No, I did not cut my hair yet. Donald Trump has not been arrested. Wait, what? Your name's like John Hughes, Warlord Von Wolf. You mean I assume... Like, what? What? Someone with predominantly feminine traits, free breather. And possibly Warlord, but I was wrong to assume. Oh. I'm not high enough for this shit. Who let Free Breather back in here? Did somebody not ban them? I'm surprised you made it that long, but it's just because, like, nobody on YouTube is fed up enough with you yet. I assume somebody over there's got the power to ban you. If you guys are on YouTube, you don't have the power to ban. Is Brittany Griner a woman? Yeah. Yes, she is. Dude, do you realize how dumb you are? Do you realize how fucking dumb you are?
Do you think we're stupid? You think we're fools?
Is Brittany Griner a free woman? Unfortunately not, and that is something I'm a little upset about. And also, I keep forgetting the name of the teacher, Mark something or other, is also imprisoned by Russia. I want to say Mark Warner, but I believe like that's wrong. I believe I'm totally wrong on that one. How am I like... I felt like I just packed this fucking bong. Did I sit here and smoke the whole goddamn thing? What? I had to put a fresh screen in it because the other one was so gunked up. What is a willfully ignorant racist... To be fair to Free Breather, I'm not sure they've said anything that was racist. I'll give them misogynistic. They've said misogynistic things. I'll give you misogynistic. You can put misogynistic in place of racist. I'm not sure they've said anything racist, but I just give it time. They probably will. That also doesn't exclude that, like, I haven't been paying attention, that I was reading the news or something, and they said something racist when I wasn't paying attention. That's possible that happened. Look at this nug. Look at that nug right there. It's really dry. Justin is very much a stoner. It's very dry. Transphobic, misogynistic. I'm pretty sure Michelle Obama is smarter than you are, and probably more of a man than you are. And also a very lovely lady. What does it mean to be a man? I don't know. Somebody took issue with my... Because that's the definition I've decided on. What is a woman? Someone with predominantly feminine traits. I feel like that doesn't exclude people that have feminine traits. I mean, it doesn't exclude people that have masculine traits. It's just like, I feel like the people who have predominantly feminine traits are most likely going to identify as a woman. People who have neutral traits are probably going to identify as non-binary. And people that have masculine traits are probably going to identify as a man. I still you don't want to put a... There are two genders, and gender traits are distributed on a spectrum, just like sex traits are distributed on a spectrum. Play with them, Skycom, and I'm just breaking up some pot. I got a Smokey on my lap. Can you see the top of his head? He's trying to rub his head on the microphone. Hey, I don't kink shame. Like, I'm into watching a partner get 5 other dicks, and then like I'll take. Oh, yes, baby. Oh, I love you. Is that Smokey? Say hey, Smokey. Well, look at the camera, buddy. Look at the camera. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Look at everybody. He's a Smokey. He's got a little tuft. Little white patch of fur under his chinny chin chin. Yeah. His tail up in my face. He got his flea medicine today and he didn't like it. He didn't like it at all. Hey, buddy, don't fuck with the microphone cable. Oh no, there's some cats outside doing some shit. Got his interest now. Oh yeah, I forgot about Covfefe. God, so much shit has happened since Covfefe. That was the beginning of the Trump administration. That's how it started. It started with Covfefe. And it ended with insurrection. God damn, because like I was at I was working production at a TV station still when that was going on. I always said Covfefe. Covfefe. Ray Epps is the former leader of what Patriot Prayer, the 3%. I forget which stupid ass militia he was a part of. We've done a deep dive into Ray Epps. You're just coming in here and spewing out like fucking right wing buzzwords about like I'll have you know on this show like we confront right wing nonsense head on. Because I've talked to you. How should you know, Sky Comet? Because I've talked about it. I have told you who Ray Epps is. He is the former leader of the 3%ers or Patriot Prayer or one of those fucking stupid ass groups. He's a rich asshole who owns a ranch in Arizona or New Mexico. I don't know, one of those states. Maybe Nevada. Free breather, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. Like, you're an idiot. You fall for right-wing fucking nonsense. You got no fucking clue what you're talking about. And we're going to talk about the real news, not your, like, stupid-ass fake bullshit. Though, whenever a right-wing conspiracy comes up, I feel the need to debunk it. We have indeed talked about Ray Epps in the past here on this very show. I think I made a clip of it. I hope it's a cartoon. It's a cartoon, Merkin. Welcome, by the way, if I did not tell you good evening. I know you've been here. It is pretty lewd. Fair enough. Oh, fair enough.
You live in sexual anarchy?
You trying to cancel me? Are you trying to cancel me?
Up yours, woke moralists. We'll see who cancels who.
Surely cartoon dick is allowed. But I don't know. I think they do ban for erotic art and shit. I know, Morgan. I'm just playing with you. I appreciate you. Monkeypox cases reached 7,500 in the U.S. 99% of cases are in males. Now, I will say, I actually have no strikes against me on Twitch. I have no strikes against me anymore on YouTube. When I took whatever break I took, it was like a year ago or something. No, it was back at the beginning of the year. I wasn't on YouTube from August to December or some shit like that, and that was just so all my strikes would wipe off. It was January 3rd I could go back to being completely clean on YouTube, and I was like, all right, I'm just not going to put anything on YouTube until I get to January 3rd, and then I started going back to YouTube. And luckily for me, the Matt Walsh thing happened right after that. So that kind of helped boost my YouTube back up after being dormant for a few months. I've still got a Smokey on me. Oh, but here's the thing that really bothers me is that trying to find updates about cases of monkeypox, up-to-date information. This was published August 8th. This was yesterday. This is from the Center for Infectious Disease Research and Policy at the University of Minnesota. Trying to find news stories talking about monkeypox cases was incredibly difficult. There are localized, we have this many cases in the county, but finding an overall what's going on in the U.S. was hard to do, which makes me feel like it's not getting the coverage that it should. Monkeypox cases reach 7,500 in the U.S. 99% of cases are in males. New data published in Morbidity and Mortality Weekly. What a fucking magazine. Gathered by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention show 99% of monkeypox cases in the United States are in males. 94% of cases report male-to-male sexual or intimate contact. These epidemiological details should guide treatment and vaccine protocols, the authors of the study said. The characteristics were gathered from reported cases of the virus in the United States from May 17th to July 22nd. Current findings indicate that community transmission of monkeypox is widespread and is disproportionately affecting gay, bisexual, and other men who have sex with men. This is consistent with data reported from other countries, the authors said. Black and Hispanic men are disproportionately represented in cases, with 54% of monkeypox cases occurring in this population. 41% of cases were in white males. Cases among black American males are also trending upwards. The percentage of cases among black persons increased from 12% during May 17th to July 2nd to 31% during July 3rd to 22nd. As has been seen in other countries, 41% of monkeypox case patients in the United States are also HIV positive. The CDC said today there are 408 more monkeypox cases, raising the total to 7,510. New York has the most cases with 1,862, followed by California at 826 and Florida with 633. Shut the fuck up, free breather. You're an idiot. But do not get it twisted. It is not limited to gay men. It is going to affect other populations. This is a Northeast Wisconsin doctor says monkeypox isn't limited to the LGBTQ plus community.
Monkeypox virus continues to spread across the U.S. The CDC now says at least 5 cases of the virus have
Once again, my apologies for videos not playing.
In total, more than 7,500 cases have been confirmed so far. Almost every state now has at least one confirmed case. Officials say those in hard-hit areas still don't have enough vaccine doses to contain the outbreak. The White House says they are.
Once again, I don't know what's going on. Like, my internet is working well tonight. Mox, good evening. And the U.S. has been primed to do jack shit about it. Let it get all crazy. Yes. You see if I give it a second, if it can buffer, and we can actually play the video.
Those areas impacted. Here in Wisconsin, Winnebago County confirmed its first case. The resident is currently in isolation and working with the health department to identify anyone else who may have been exposed. Across the state, 22 cases have been confirmed.
Some in the LGBTQ plus community are concerned that health officials are framing the spread of monkeypox on them. And Fox 11's Gabriella Primus gives us a closer look.
Lisa Schwob says she and her
It's gonna stop again.
than anyone else. But the new stigma around gay people and monkeypox
This is wild. Let me try a different one. I got a different story here. Like my bit rate is perfect. I don't know what's going on. 98% of monkeypox cases are among gay men, but health officials warn that spread is possible for everyone. So that's why this stigma is so important to
begin tonight with the monkeypox
banish.
virus outbreak. The New York Times is reporting the Biden administration has decided to stretch out the limited supply of vaccine by using 1/5 as much per shot with a new injection method.
CDC confirming there are nearly 9,000 cases here in the U.S., 45 of which are in Ohio. And while the majority of cases are in men who have sex with other men, local officials warning it's not limited only to them. 13 ABC's Willie Danley live downtown from the health department with more tonight. Willie.
Lee,
health officials that I spoke to today tell me while the monkeypox virus is heavily impacting one community in particular, it wouldn't take much for it to spread to other populations. So it's important that everyone educate themselves on the virus and know how to stay safe.
I think it's just one of those things right now where it's a mental picture of monkeypox, where we're not being impacted like we were with COVID. So there is a definite difference there.
Last week, President Biden declared the monkeypox outbreak a public health emergency. According to the Toledo-Lucas County Health Department, there are 3 unconfirmed cases of the virus in the area that it is closely monitoring. Eric Sajinsky is the Lucas County Health Commissioner. He says while the virus is mostly impacting one community, everyone should still be careful.
Right now, it's in the significant population of men having sex with men. But I caution us that, it doesn't mean that it can't jump to other segments of our society, and I'm sure at some point in time it has.
Dr. James Tita is a pulmonary critical care physician at Mercy Health.
It's just circulating in this group because of their social contacts. And so what it requires is relatively prolonged, close contact with somebody that has a rash.
According to Dr. Tita, while roughly 98% of the reported monkeypox cases have been among men who have sex with other men, it is not limited to that population.
There have been cases reported in children.
It's gonna be all over schools in just a few weeks.
In women. And the reason the outbreak is a public health crisis is because potentially, it can be transmitted outside of this population.
Health Commissioner Sajinsky says, like with COVID-19, it's important for people to take steps to stay safe. And don't hesitate to reach out to a doctor if you feel you may be infected.
To make sure that, again, we're washing our hands. We're making sure that we're keeping ourselves healthy. We're not sharing towels. We're not sharing bedding, things of that nature.
Sajinsky tells me that there is a monkeypox vaccine, but it currently has a very low supply, so it's crucial that people continue to take steps to stay safe. Again, wash your hands and be cautious about who you're touching and who you're in close quarters with. Reporting live in downtown Toledo, Willie Danley, 13 ABC Action.
Yep, the colleges are getting ready to come back into session. Colleges are usually more towards like Labor Day weekend. They're the end of the month, beginning of next month. By this time next month, we're going to see outbreaks. Probably right around this time next month, we'll start to see the outbreaks popping up on different campuses.
Tonight with the monkey.
This fall is going to be wild. And it was only a matter of time before monkeypox spread to a daycare. And, you know where we're going with this. Monkeypox at a daycare was only a matter of time, expert says. Next up, pools, sports, schools. It was only a matter of time before monkeypox made it to congregate settings, a pediatric infectious disease specialist told Fortune after Illinois state officials announced Friday that a daycare worker had been diagnosed with the smallpox-related virus. There is definitely potential for spread of monkeypox in daycares, schools, college campuses, prisons, and other similar settings, said Dr. Alexandria Brugler-Yonts, an infectious disease specialist at Children's National Hospital in Washington, D.C. She assisted in the FDA's review of Jynneos, one of 2 smallpox vaccines licensed for treatment of monkeypox, and the safer of the 2 by far. Anywhere that close physical skin-to-skin contact occurs, particularly of people who are in various stages of undress, there is risk. All children and adults at the unidentified daycare center in Champaign County, Illinois, were being screened, and no additional cases had been identified. State health officials said Friday, adding that Governor J.B. Pritzker has been in touch with the White House regarding the situation. But schools and congregate living settings aren't the only places ripe for spread. And here's the thing. Here's the thing that really worries me is how fast that this particular strain has evolved and mutated and become more contagious. It is very worrying about what's going to go on. But schools and congregate living settings aren't the only places ripe for spread. Brugler-Yont said, also on her list of where transmission could occur, pools and water parks. Not through the water, but through bumping up against someone with active lesions, especially in the summer, given the heat and tendency for minimizing clothing. Contact sports like football and wrestling could prove problematic too. Hopefully outbreaks can be contained more locally, but as people continue to travel, participate in the aforementioned activities, and then with schools starting soon, I think there's going to be more widespread. There have already been cases in almost every state in the U.S. 28,000 cases globally is what we're at now, and almost certainly an undercount. But hey, it is back to school time. As I said, my timeline today was filled up with people saying goodbye to their kids. Given this country's penchant for mass shootings, it very well could be saying goodbye to their kids. Not only are we going to see monkeypox outbreaks, but hey guys, it's going to be mass shooting season in the schools again. But hey, remember kids, shoot up drugs, not schools. That's my advice. I think it's a much better time for everybody. Oh, that was horrible of me. Let's go down to Lee County, Florida, where Sheriff Carmine Marcino has a back-to-school safety message for us. And you know I'm not high enough for this shit, or we're going to make it all 9 minutes of this.
Provided constant coverage in every school with summer activities and trained daily. Our active shooter training was done in schools throughout the county and included all patrol deputies, EMS.
Look at all those wonderful toys you've got. All the training you got just to, stand there and do nothing.
Of any threat, real or fake. I've made that point crystal clear. We recently purchased virtually reality goggles where we can import the layout of any school and train for any situation. This training can be done anywhere.
They have way too much money. Defund the police.
We will spare no expense. The Real-Time Intelligence Center was paid for with drug money.
This is Sheriff Carmine Marcino speaking to you right now from this podium at this way too fancy graphics package set that's like worthy of this, my friends. This is a sheriff in Florida who is angling to be the next national sheriff in the spotlight. He wants to go on Fox News. He wants his time to shine. He wants to be a talking head after his law enforcement career ends, or maybe he wants to be a politician. Am I smoking oud weeds? No, I'm smoking good weed. It's really dry. It burns up really fast. So, like, I'm taking bong rips. I'm packing the fucking bong. But, like, 2 rips and the weed is all burnt up. Like, he gave us a really good deal on it because it's really dry. But, like, I've been going through it really fucking fast. Like, it's just, like, it falls apart in your fingers. And it started, like, we bought, like, a shit ton of it at one time. So like, it's starting to get really old. I hope you're talking about the cops. I assume you are. Summer Smile. This is absolutely a waste of money. I comment on their Facebook all the time. And This is the point I'm going to make. This sheriff right here, Carmine Marcino, I think he will be arrested for something. In the next 10, 15 years, I think he will be arrested for something. I think there are skeletons in his closet. But he is so fucking full of himself. He is. Look, Sheriff Carmine Marcino on the graphic back here. Them playing dress up with their military gear in front of lockers, when we all know they wouldn't go in. They wouldn't go in during a school shooting. You're all fucking cowards.
Bad money turned good. At the click of a button, our detectives and our analysts in the Real-Time Intelligence Center have access to any school camera system. They can provide information immediately to the deputies at a scene and scrub social media for any details regarding an incident. My school threat enforcement team has worked throughout the summer to monitor social media and search for red flags and make certain your children stay safe.
I feel like that says Culty
September
King.
Of 21, we investigated a school threat where we discovered an elaborate plan to conduct a mass shooting at Harns Marsh Middle School. At the conclusion of that investigation, we arrested Philip Bird for making threats and planning a Columbine-like attack.
Oh no, they make videos like
was filed to ensure he had no legal.
They call it like the Marcino Hotel or whatever.
22. We arrested
and like they do like a busted kind of thing, but it's a social media video they produce. Like this police department is horrendous.
We petitioned the courts for an RPO for him as well, and as of yesterday, it was approved. We saw the red flags, and we continued to.
My background music confuses you. Well, I mean, the background music fits the graphics and the whole motif and everything, I would assume. But does it fit doing the news and talking about cop press conferences and people dying and shit? No. No, it doesn't. So the original intent of this show was to live troll. As you can see, it fits perfectly on the Facebook over here. But I reworked it. To fit after I kept getting banned. Right, so my original plan for the show was to, be Justin Freakin over here and live troll. Oh fuck. But I kept getting banned on Facebook, so I started reading the news, and because I used to be a newsman, that's what I did, so I'm really good at it. Ice cream truck music is usually really creepy. Well, that's why it's fun to troll them. That's where I do most of my trolling, because that's where all the dumb fucks are. They're on Facebook. Now there's some dumb fucks on Twitter. Don't get me wrong. I don't have to scroll back far to get the dumb fucks on Twitter. Those people were all based. This is a dumb fuck. Don't have to scroll back far to get to a dumb fuck on Twitter. Media Winch, not a dumb fuck. Totally based. The dumb fucks are everywhere. Facebook is actual boomers. Mandy, you're gonna love, so I have a Christmas intro. I have a Christmas intro that plays during the Christmas season. I love it. I think it's great. Warlord says it's bright, and it is. It's really, like, it's a snowy background, so it's really white, so it is really bright on the screen. So... do I need to approve something for you on the mod? Oh, somebody got it. Cool. Twitter's Gen X dumb fucks. I don't know what to think about any social media. I don't know that I'm into the TikTok all that much. I had a horror movie idea where zombie Teddy Roosevelt rose up out of the grave and came back and beat the fuck out of Donald Trump. Zombie Teddy Roosevelt rose out of the grave, beat the fuck out of Donald Trump. I really like the and I put snow. Like I'll use the same Christmas intro this year as I used last year. Like I had to change it last year from the year before because I changed my logo. By the way, yes, Carol Burnett on fucking Better Call Saul. What wacky Emmy rule disqualifies Carol Burnett from earning a Guest Actress nomination? Fuck all the way off. Carol Burnett, I was so happy to see her, and she's done a fantastic job. She's been a much bigger role than I thought she was going to be. Fucking Carol Burnett still has it. Holy fuck, queen. Fuck all the way off Emmys. Oh shit. Dump Trump somewhere on San Juan Hill. Oh god. So my housemate told me that like her dad wore her out on Andy Griffith, so she hates Andy Griffith. And like I was just in here like naming off like different, cause like something like fucking made me think of Andy Griffith. And I was like, meat, taters. And I started talking about the darlings and shit. And then you bring up the Teddy Roosevelt thing. That's what like they tried to sell the cannon that was supposedly fired by Teddy Roosevelt as he ran up Sandway. Oh god, I love Andy Griffith. I need to go back and watch Andy Griffith. Watch it from beginning to end. It's been years since I actually sat down and watched more than just like an episode or two. I think when Andy died, I had a little marathon. Fuck yeah, Andy Griffith is good TV. I love Andy Griffith. I love Lucy. Dick Van Dyke is probably one of my favorites. I fucking love Dick Van Dyke. God damn it, you guys always get me on. Were we even finished talking about monkeypox? Yeah, I think we were done with monkeypox. I've never seen Face in the Crowd. I was a huge Dragnet fan when I was a kid. Like I haven't gone back and watched it as an adult, but like I was a huge Dragnet fan as a kid. Used to love that Nick at Night shit in the 90s. At first I hated it when I was a kid. But then, you know, I got to loving it. Like, holy shit, fucking Dick Van Dyke. Why did we? Really, sister, I will put that on the list of things to watch. Unfortunately, like, I'll download things and then they'll just get put in the folder, and then what really motivates me to watch things is like somebody will die that was in something, or I'll see like a famous actor will die, and then I'll go pull up their IMDb and I'll watch something I've never seen of theirs. I will definitely have to check out A Face in the Crowd, though. I love me some Andy Griffith. Oh my God, I tried to get the housemaid. I was wanting her to watch Ghost of Mr. Chicken with me, because fucking Jimmy Cornette has brought up Ghost of Mr. Chicken several times on the Jim Cornette Experience, the drive-through. And like, it's been years since I've watched Ghost of Mr. Chicken. I used to watch it like every fucking day when I was a little kid. And like, he's been quoting it. I'm like, God damn, I want to go back and watch Ghost of Mr. Chicken. And I asked Sparkles to watch it with me. And Sparkles like, I hate Don Knotts. I'm like, how can you hate Don Knotts? What the fuck? And then the housemate doesn't want to watch Ghost of... You know what? I may do like a fucking like Discord watch along or some shit. And we'll all watch fucking... Would you watch Ghost of Mr. Chicken with me in Discord? Maybe this weekend? I'll watch it with you guys. Everyone's like, hell yeah. Okay, but we'd have to do it in Discord to get around copyright, I think. I don't think would I get in trouble for Ghost of Mr. Who owns Ghost of Mr. Chicken? Like, there's certain movies, like if you go back like the 40s, I can't get in trouble for any of that shit. The copyright has expired on that shit. But like Ghost of Mr. Chicken, I don't know if anybody owns that shit. That might be free and clear. Ghost of Mr. Chicken public domain? If so, I'll just watch it on the stream. The text is under Creative Commons. Why do I have a COVID-19 banner under your YouTube? I would assume it's because maybe I mentioned it. and YouTube like puts that shit there. Like, that's a YouTube thing. That ain't a me thing. Why are you so dumb, free breather? I get called commie a lot, but hey, I file my taxes as a small business owner. I'm a capitalist, motherfucker. If you have a boss or you clock in, you are not a capitalist. So I get called commie by people that I'm way more capitalist than. Sorry, Home Slice. Sorry. Something that's near and dear to my heart because the people from my hometown were greatly affected by storms and flooding. I'm petite bourgeoisie. Yes, I am petite bourgeoisie. Well, free breather, if you feel like YouTube is censoring me, what I want you to go do is share this video out on all your social media. Be sure to use as many hashtags as you can. Do things like hashtag news, hashtag media, hashtag Trump, shit like that. Make sure all your friends are watching me. Share me in Reddit posts and shit. If you feel like YouTube is censoring me, Help me fight it. Help me fight it. President Biden was in Kentucky seeing the devastation firsthand after the historic flooding hit the area.
Station with that landmark bill on climate and reducing health care and prescription drug costs now having passed the Senate, now set to be passed in the House later this week. President Biden now on the verge of a hard-fought victory. But it was that devastation in Kentucky the president spoke of today, and in this bill, the largest investment ever in the U.S. to fight climate change. Also in the bill, cutting the cost of prescription drugs for seniors, and for the first time, Medicare would be allowed to negotiate the price of drugs and to cap out-of-pocket expenses. On climate, the tax breaks for Americans looking to buy electric cars to make their homes more energy efficient. And to pay for it, raising taxes on the highest earning corporations and lowering the deficit too. Tonight, as I mentioned, this heads to the House next. How soon will it be on the president's desk? And what Republicans blocked, what would have been a cap on insulin costs for many Americans, and what they're saying about this bill. Rachel Scott on the Hill tonight.
Today, President Biden surveyed the damage from the deadly and catastrophic flooding in eastern Kentucky, pointing to the climate crisis.
As you all know, we've suffered consequences.
That is Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear to his right.
Significant number of weather catastrophes around the nation.
The president is on the verge of a hard-fought victory. The Inflation Reduction Act, which will reduce prescription drug costs, lower the deficit, and includes the largest U.S. commitment ever to fighting climate change.
That's a big deal, changing people's lives. There's a whole range of things that are really game changers for ordinary folks.
Democrats tonight pushing on the changes coming for health care. For the first time, Medicare will be able to negotiate the price of prescription drugs with pharmaceutical companies and cap out-of-pocket expenses for seniors at $2,000 a year. The bill would also lower premiums for Americans buying their own.
It's kind of bullshit, Mox.
It would be paid for by increasing taxes on top corporations. And on climate, the roughly $740 billion package would help Americans who are looking to buy an electric vehicle, including a $7,500 tax credit for buying certain new electric vehicles and $4,000 for purchasing used ones. Plus tax breaks for Americans who make their homes more energy efficient by installing solar panels. Democrats say those savings will add up.
Your electric bill will go down. It's estimated by 2030 the average New Yorker will save between $730 and $1,130 a year on your electric bill, on your energy bill.
But Democrats didn't get everything they wanted, and they're taking aim at Republicans for what they blocked. During a marathon 15-hour debate, Republicans successfully blocked a $35
Never anything for poor people.
Millions of Americans. In Dunwoody, Georgia, Teresa Acosta's 13-year-old son, Bauer, has type 1 diabetes. She says the cost of insulin can be too much to handle.
I don't see how this failed.
Insulin. So it's really important that we're able to afford.
I mean, $35 is too much.
Obviously, and then for his future, too.
Today, the president acknowledged it will take time for Americans to feel the relief. And even Democrats acknowledge, in the beginning, this will have minimal impact on inflation.
Good night, Sky Comet.
Republicans united in opposition.
It's not going to
Sweet dreams.
in any meaningful way.
And tonight,
Sky Comet, before you go, let me just for you, since you won't be here, go ahead, light one up, tip one back. It's all right to have a little fun before you hit the sack. Good night.
Political question. The president with approval ratings at historic lows, but now with a string of recent victories. This new bill that cuts prescription costs and a historic investment in fighting climate change. The recent bipartisan bill passed to make high-tech semiconductors.
It's historic because we've never made an investment.
Killing of Al-Qaeda leader Ayman al-Zawahiri. But it's an open question if these victories will boost his approval ratings and Democrats' chances this fall.
Well, that is the question, so let's get right to Rachel Scott live on the Hill tonight.
He has bounced up to above 40% now.
November. Obviously, President Biden eager to sign this bill, eager to get out into the country now to list these accomplishments. But as you point out, the question, will it land with voters?
Yes, David, it's the question that's hanging over these midterm elections. I'm told the president wants to get out in the country and sell this bill directly to the American people. This is the legislative victory that many Democrats in these tight races have been waiting for. And tonight, the president is urging the House to pass this as quickly as possible. They are expected to take it up by the end of the week, David.
By the end of the week. Rachel Scott leading us off tonight. Rachel, thank you.
Hi, everyone.
Oh, no, not the George Stephanopoulos again. Stop it. Stop. I don't want any more. Speaking of Brandon was not aware yesterday when a search warrant was conducted in Mar-a-Lago. President Joe Biden was not informed before the FBI search on former President Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate, the White House said on Tuesday. No, the president was not briefed, was not aware of it. The White House press secretary Karine Jean-Pierre said at a press briefing, no one at the White House was given a heads up. The FBI searched Trump's home on Monday, the former president disclosed. The search was related to a continuing federal investigation into allegations that Trump removed classified documents from the White House when he left office, sources familiar with the matter said. We're going to get the latest update. Oh, Avenging Pineapple. Good evening. Welcome. Wait, what? What makes me independent media? What? I don't even know what you're referring to. Have I described myself as like I am part of the media? I don't. That was a weird thing to come at me with. Where do I describe myself as media anyway? I don't even know what you're taking issue with. What your umbrage is with me. Correct. I mean, where have I said that I'm not a commentator? What? I mean, I do a show called The Troll Patrol. And yes, Mox is correct. Commentary is a form of media. I don't understand what I don't understand where your critique is even coming from. Is there like my description on Twitch says like I do the news and your mom. Like I don't know what you're on about, you know? Like I don't know what this, you know, you're not the media. You're commentary. Yeah? But I don't understand where media is a term. Would you like a precising definition on this? Media is a far more umbrella term. Oh no, that's not what we want. Not Mediaite. We want a definition of the word media. The main means of mass communication, broadcasting, publishing, and the internet regarded collectively. So yeah, it's very much what I'm doing as part of the media. But I don't know where I don't know what you're referring to where I've made the claim that I'm something other than a commentator. I'm very confused. I'm very confused. But interested. You've piqued my interest. You've brought me to a screeching halt. Granted, I was getting ready to take a commercial break anyway. But you've definitely piqued my interest. Oh shit, sorry, I thought I had a sunshine in here. It is not sunshine, it is Mr. Socks. Yeah, my description on Twitch says I used to be news director for 11 radio stations and a writer for 4 newspapers. Now I do the news and your mom. The title is right-wing media outraged by FBI raid, quote-unquote, on Trump. China battles COVID outbreaks. Unfortunately, I didn't get to that story. Craleo, good evening. It's a really bizarre troll. I'm very fucking confused. Avenging Pineapple, where have I labeled myself independent? Well, first of all, that's a correct term. I am independent media, but where have I labeled myself independent media? Like I don't know where this label is at. I'm just very confused. You seem to be accusing me of presenting myself as something I'm not. And actually, to be honest with you, I'm probably more straight news than most commentary shows. I've said it many times. You will be far more informed if you watch this stream than if you watch any cable news in the equivalent time period. If you watch Fox News between 8 and 10, MSNBC between 8 and 10, CNN, I am going to do a much better job of providing you with news than they are. Almost certainly. Sometimes I get off topic and we talk about music and cooking and shit. So I would actually argue that it's kind of the opposite, that I'm more news than what you're giving me credit for. Do I do commentary? Yes. And I label myself as commentary. But I'm probably more news content than I am commentary in wrestling. I'm wearing a Triple H shirt right now. Bow down to the king. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know what your issue is. But would you like to talk to me about it? You seem very passionate about this issue. Commentators are considered media. Fox is a purely entertainment network. The whole news, that's just a marketing ploy. It's not actually news. This is wild. I'm not blurring the blood. I'm flabbergasted. Yeah, why don't you call in, Pineapple? It'd be a lot easier to talk to you if you were to call in, or you can hop in the Discord. I'm interested. Yeah, Graylio. I'm on the edge of my seat. Fox has the same what? Like, but I'm probably way more news content than Fox is. You understand that, right? And like, I myself am not doing the reporting. I'm an aggregate of news content. And I do commentary on top of it. But it's also kind of hard for me to do commentary because usually I'm reading all of these stories cold. I've usually not familiarized myself with any of the material that I talk about on this show. Therefore, like, the commentary is mainly just me reacting to the news. It's a news reaction show. I read straight reporting and then react to it. That would be a fair assessment of what I do. But I don't think I've ever passed myself off as anything other than what I am. Oh, but when we come back from break, we're going to get Dan Bongino and Jesse Waters seething and coping over the raid of Donald Trump. Deb Gorka and Kevin Sorbo are going to tell us why Hollywood hates America. And so much more, so much more. Coming your way on the Troll Patrol live.
Now we turn to YouTuber Justin FREAKIN. The guy's, he's a formidable voice in the culture. Uncensored and unfiltered political talk and debate from a leftist perspective. The day's top news stories and videos with astute social commentary.
If not high enough for this shit.
All we're establishing is this guy's wicked, sick aesthetic.
Right-wingers are morons.
You brought back the wrong kind of fucking cake, you idiot.
I guess I gotta thank Matt Walsh for introducing me to Justin FREAKIN.
Yet you're like, we'll pray for somebody. You think you can telepathically communicate with a deity, and you have the audacity to say somebody else has a mental disorder. For the love of God. Hi, I'm Justin FREAKIN. I'm a leftist broadcaster and comedian, not liberal, leftist. And despite what you may have heard from right-wing propaganda, George Soros isn't handing out Soros bucks and funding people like me. There are no Koch brothers, Mercers, or any number of right-wing think tanks funding content on the left side of the spectrum the way they fund people like Ben Shapiro, Dave Rubin, and Dennis Prager. And YouTube doesn't monetize videos that are controversial or deal with politics unless you're someone like Steven Crowder. So this is an ultimatum. Become a patron. Support my Patreon, or I'm going to become a right-winger and get some of that easy money. You know for a fact that I could be bigger than Charlie Kirk or Jesse Lee Peterson.
Amazing!
All I have to do is talk about how I used to be an SJW snowflake, but the left went too far with their cultural Marxism, and Republicans are stupid enough to buy it, even though this video exists. And you know I'm right, so give me your money or I'm selling you out. I'm still flabbergasted by Pineapple's wild analogies. Hold on, let me read some of these. I toss the football sometimes. That means I play in the independent NFL. I fix a problem on my Mac. That means I'm an independent Apple engineer. Individual Foss sometimes. Hey, I'm an independent NASCAR driver. I shot a selfie video. Cool. I'm an independent Hollywood movie star. None of these make any fucking sense. Are you claiming that I'm not a professional? Because my resume would say otherwise. Like, is that like if I was to do something like play you audio of me on an actual radio station, would that satisfy you? Oh shit.
Now, with up-to-the-minute news from around our region, here's Justin Mullins and Pete Gerard on 93.1 WDHO.
Ooh.
Franklin County special
That's some old school shit right there.
Governor Fletcher on misdemeanor charges for.
Is that what I have to do? Show you that I did this. Somebody paid me money to do all this shit. I don't know. I don't even know the point they're trying to make. This is fun though. This is your new meme. After the commercial break, want free college? Earn it. Dear God, stop! I'm just a farmer. Sorry, I need a free college. I don't know, where do I even call myself independent media? I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. And once again, you don't seem to know what the word media means. Like, you guys are like correctly pointing out that he's misusing the word media. And then I'm hung up on like, where the fuck do I even say that about myself? Where does it say anything about me other than like I call people idiots and morons? Or where is it anything other than like me making jokes about people? I do a show with a fucking troll head, dude. What? I do a show with a troll head. It's always wild when right-wingers come to my YouTube channel and, like, they talk about my integrity. Like, well, we can't take anything you say seriously. Blah, 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 blah. I do a show with a fucking troll head, assholes. What the fuck? Am I asking you to take me seriously? I think I'm begging not to be taken seriously.
Up yours, woke moralists. We'll see who cancels who.
Ooh, you get banned in people's channels. Well, you get banned. Why would you want to go around getting banned from people's channels? All the channels I'm banned from, I don't even know why. I don't know why Keffels banned me. I don't know if I'm on some sort of list. I don't know if I went in there and just like used the troll head or something. But like I've been nothing but supportive of Keffels. Tina 2 banned me because I made fun of her eating ramen. like I don't even mean to get banned. Where did I say I was an independent network news anchor? Where did I say that, you fuck? But I mean, like, you know, I can still do the news. That's what doing the news independently is. Like, see, here's me doing the news as a cartoon me. Mullins, and this is the freaking news. Halloween might get yeah, I fucked up. Looking for a Hershey's treat. Usually I do the background on Windows Media Player. There we go. Here's my background again with the troll head. Yeah, that's what I figured the Keffels thing was something like that. That I was on some list. But, like, if I'm following a shithead streamer, it's probably so I can troll them. Or I went in there and used the troll head, and one of her mods thought that I was just a troll or some shit. But I would say it's because, like, I'm following a chud or some shit. Yeah, I was shocked when I stopped by Keffel's channel one time and like, wait, I'm banned? Why? Why? That's odd. 'Cause usually I know why I'm banned. I've been banned from right-wing. I get banned from right-wing channels pretty quickly. Like, I go in and start talking to them, and like, I'm straight up banned. Right-wingers are morons. They won't fuck with you the way like my chat will fuck with you. It takes a lot to actually get banned from chats over here on the left. All right, the big news story today was the fallout from the raid of Donald Trump yesterday, but this is a ancillary story that connects. Oh shit, she got swatted? I didn't know she got swatted. She's currently banned from Twitch, right? Like, I don't know the whole Keffels drama. Also, I don't really keep up with other people, but like, I try to support the trans community. So I follow a lot of trans streamers, a lot of trans thirst traps on Twitter. Wow, she got swatted. That's fucking horrible. That's why I go to great lengths to make sure I got a VPN. But like even that isn't enough protection. Somebody really knows. Most people don't know what they're doing. Oh, maybe that's it. Maybe it's the Nightbot that says support independent media. That's what they took issue with. Finally, the Nightbot says keep this show ad-free and support independent media. I need to change that anyway because I've been playing fucking ads. But yes, support independent media. I 100% am classified as independent media. Nobody would take issue with that. Matter of fact, I am the new media messiah. Trump ally Representative Scott Perry says the FBI seized his cell phone one day after Mar-a-Lago raid. The confiscation of Perry's phone comes one day after the FBI searched Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate. Ooh. Do we have this video with Brett Baer here? Is it going to play for us? Sometimes Fox is a bitch in this browser. But I really want to watch this, so let's find another browser. Let's make it happen. Brett Baer! Yeah, it's because I won't allow ads on Fox. You assholes. Apparently Lindsey Graham now thinks it's a stronger possibility that Trump will run. Get us a Google here. A Google browser, but like we might have an ad. If there's an ad, don't buy whatever it's selling. I'm just saying. RB, stop being creepy with the Nightbot. Nightbot, whoa.
House run in 2024 for former President Donald Trump as a result of the FBI's raid on Mar-a-Lago. Joining us now on what to make of that is anchor of Special Report Brett Baer. Brett joins us now. Brett, great to see you. Team, let me know if we've got that sound of Lindsey Graham. It is quite something to hear.
Yeah, let's hear from old lady Graham.
He thought he was going to run before, and now he believes that he will. Even
he has to run.
The sound, Lindsey Graham.
I talked to the president just about an hour ago with Henry. And one thing I can tell you is that I believed he was going to run before. I'm stronger in my belief now.
So that was something, Brett.
Yeah, and listen, he had just gotten off the phone with the former president, talked to him, according to the senator, a couple of times today, and came to that conclusion. Also came to the conclusion that this was an overreach, in Senator Graham's words, of the federal government and specifically the FBI. There's a lot we don't know here, Sandra, and we really, really need to see or hear from someone who has the search warrant affidavit, ideally the search warrant, specifically what they're looking for.
Hey, Cicero, can you drop that in the Discord?
Magistrate down in Florida agreed to as far as the cause that spurs this all on. That will tell us a little bit. We've been told by sources that it's about the classified material that the president at the time took when he left and was former president. He shipped 50 boxes to Mar-a-Lago in a long negotiation, as you heard from David Spunt. They gave some boxes back. Apparently, the National Archives found classified material in there, and there was a negotiation.
Of course they did.
Suddenly that stopped, and then there was an effort to get an affidavit, a search warrant, in early August that led to this raid. Now, there's a lot of people speculating that it has to be bigger than just this. They have to be thinking about something else. Andy McCarthy thinks it's January 6th, but we don't know. And until we know, we're left to just cover what we do know, and that is that this is politically a real bombshell on both sides.
Well, there is still a lot we don't know at this point, but there's what Lindsey Graham said about the political fallout from this and what he said the former president told him that led him to believe there's even a greater chance now that he'll run in 2024. There's also what the former president did.
Well, I think he was running anyway, so.
Campaign ad style video. He posted the video to Truth Social following this raid at Mar-a-Lago. Certainly there's many who believe that this will only rally his base even further. I mean, Brett, we've been showing the images throughout the day. You've seen the former president's supporters. They're showing up outside of Trump Tower here in New York City. They're showing up, honking their horns down there outside of Mar-a-Lago. It seems to be rallying his base. There's certainly going to be a lot of political fallout that we will see as a result of this.
There will be, definitely. And I said at 2 o'clock, I think that, it even shores up people who are skeptical of former President Trump as his communication style or as being a politician, but they liked his policy because they look at this as overreach.
What policies?
About what it means for the federal government going forward on a number of fronts. And what happens is it's an easy story to tell for Trump supporters in that you come after the Russia investigation and all that happened and all that we heard on channel after channel.
They should be called retruths. When you retweet something on Truth Social.
And
retruths.
It went away, but he was under attack for a long, long time. What we don't know is exactly what the DOJ is looking for.
RB getting rowdy over here.
If the former president had classified material that was very sensitive and shouldn't have been in his possession, that is against the law. He couldn't declassify it once he left the White House. But it's hard to believe that that's all that this is about, to Andy McCarthy's point.
All right, Brett, we have seen you throughout the day. We will see you at 6 p.m.
I don't think it's hard to believe.
You bet.
But now remember, the story that we're doing here is the story of Scott Perry. Perry, in an exclusive statement, told Fox News on Tuesday that while traveling with his family earlier in the day, he was approached by 3 FBI agents who handed him a warrant and requested that he turn over his cell phone. The confiscation of the congressman's personal phone comes one day after FBI agents searched former President Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate in Palm Beach, Florida. This morning while traveling with my family, 3 FBI agents visited me and seized my cell phone. They made no attempt to contact my lawyer, who would have made arrangements for them to have my phone if that was their wish. I'm outraged, though not surprised, that the FBI, under the direction of Merrick Garland's DOJ, would seize the phone of a sitting member of Congress. Apparently, they thought you were going to destroy evidence. That's why they didn't want to make a arrangement with your lawyers. Get the latest on the so-called Trump raid. The FBI was there today. They were still there as of this morning.
Now, police and FBI still have a very active presence today around former President Trump's home in Mar-a-Lago. CBS News learned that FBI agents executed a search warrant in connection to the missing White House records. The former president called the search a raid, and his supporters demonstrated outside his home. Skylar Henry has the latest.
FBI agents seized boxes of documents while executing a search warrant at former President Trump's Mar-a-Lago home Monday.
This means that a judicial officer found there was probable cause to believe there was evidence of a crime at Mar-a-Lago.
CBS News has learned the search warrant is connected to missing White House records. Earlier this year, the National Archives asked the Justice Department to investigate Trump's handling of official documents.
We think they're the 15 boxes that he took from the White House to Mar-a-Lago and wouldn't give back. That's the most likely reason that they wanted the search warrant.
Executing a search warrant on a
Votech, Tennessee.
Been done before, and given the political nature of this search, approval likely came from the very top of the FBI and the Department of Justice.
This is a big time move that in part is going to be stepping on a hornet's nest. He's already issued an outrage statement. They knew it would happen and they don't care.
Republican lawmakers soundly criticized the search, calling for hearings looking into the FBI.
And there's been lots of questions before this raid about whether or not the FBI is doing their job apolitical. And we don't know the answer to that question yet.
The Trump family
we do.
Political persecution.
They do
bullshit.
Because they don't want Donald Trump to run and win again in 2024.
The surge has angered many of the former president's supporters who rallied outside of Trump Tower in New York. Trump PACs are already fundraising off the news, sending out texts asking supporters to donate.
The radical left.
Other Republican lawmakers are sharing their reactions. Senator Marco Rubio tweeted, "What do you think the left plans to use those 87,000 new IRS agents for?" He's referring to the spending bill that passed the Senate Sunday that could create thousands of new IRS
taxing rich people.
High-income earners accused of tax fraud. Governor Ron DeSantis called the search a, quote, weaponization of federal agencies against the regime's political opponents, end quote.
The regime. The regime. Grifters got to grift indeed. Trump is big mad today after the raid. Supposed raid. It was an execution of the search warrant. It wasn't actually a raid.
To a developing story. Police officers were stationed outside former President Trump's Mar-a-Lago.
Exactly. They asked more than once to get the documents.
FBI agents entered and
this has been going on for like a year.
Was at Trump Tower here in Midtown at the time of the search. CBS 2's Elijah Westbrook is there now with new details on this developing story.
This is the scene in front of Trump Tower this morning. A small group of Trump supporters holding up this Trump 2024 sign. And others not in favor of the former president, calling for his arrest.
Yeah, that's what we had this dumb fuck in the Discord talking about, you know, MAGA coming out on top and prevailing and shit. And I'm like, dude, Trump lost by 3 million the first time, 8 million the second time. He's going to lose by 10 million, even if it is Brandon the nominee. Right-wingers are absolute fucking morons. He is less popular now, no matter how fervent his small little sack of support is.
Do you think we're stupid? You think we're fools?
Oh, they're just going to decertify the election. Yeah, I didn't touch on it, but there's been multiple Republican lawmakers talk about decertifying the election. Mike Lindell says we're going to see something in the judiciary by the end of the month. They do. There's like a whole new QAnon thing going on or some shit, but they're still full of it.
After he was seen here leaving Trump Tower in Midtown yesterday evening. Moments after, the former president put out a lengthy statement claiming federal agents broke into his safe and his primary residence.
His safe.
With the former president saying in part, quote, after working and cooperating with the relevant government agencies, this unannounced raid on my home was not necessary or appropriate.
What we don't have is very much transparency from the Justice Department or the FBI.
CBS News Chief Washington correspondent Major Garrett on CBS Mornings today speaking on what this could mean moving forward.
The judicial authorities, with all the relevant facts, believe there's probable cause that a crime was committed. But in the larger political context, this is a dangerous and unstable moment in American history. This is now
long overdue. Well, let's hope that means that they dotted all their I's and crossed all their T's.
The FBI was looking for documents related to the Presidential Records Act. The law requires official records from the presidency to be seized.
You're right, Ray. Lindell does say that every other month.
Is potentially a violation of federal law. Back in February, the National Archives asked the Department of Justice to investigate Trump's handling of White House records. It came after officials retrieved 15 boxes of records from Mar-a-Lago that were meant for preservation under federal law. The papers included some classified material brought to the residence after the Trump administration departed the White House. The former president's son, Eric Trump, points the finger at the current administration.
This came from one place and one building, and that is the White House.
As we already discussed, Biden did not know.
A guy who they view as his greatest threat, is Biden's greatest threat.
White House sources tell CBS News the West Wing was not notified ahead of when this search warrant was conducted. We're also hearing that this has nothing to do with the January 6th committee's investigation. Reporting here in Midtown, Elijah Westbrook, CBS 2 News.
Janine Shapiro says it's subterfuge to take Trump down. Well, we're not. You can't fit all the seething and coping the right wing is doing. So I had to go for what I considered could be the best. Once again, I don't watch these before I show them to you guys. I think it's Dan Bongino with Jesse Waters, because I saw like just the first few minutes of Bongino's face. So this is your dose of cope following the FBI raid on Mar-a-Lago. This is Dan Bongino on with Jesse Waters from last night.
Dan, your quick emotional reaction. I think everyone's a little emotional here about this raid.
Yeah, I mean, you think this is some third world bullshit right here.
Whoa! 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 Bongino coming in hot, calling it some bullshit. Content warning fuckers.
About this raid.
Yeah, I mean, you think this is some third world bullshit right here. Let me say it again, third world bullshit. I mean every word of that. I don't care that it's cable news.
Yes, I picked the right clip. This is the ultimate cope and seethe. Dan Bongino on Fox News. This bullshit.
Here about this raid.
Yeah, I mean, you think this is some third world bullshit right here. Let me say it again, third world bullshit.
Give me your conservative tears.
Word of that. I don't care that it's cable news. I was a federal agent. I raised my right hand, and I swore to protect and defend the Constitution of the United States, and I love this country. This is a freaking disgrace. A disgrace. We don't live in Cuba. We don't live under Kim Jong-un. We live in a constitutional republic, a representative democracy. You have a bunch of FBI agents raiding the home of a former president because they don't like his politics? Are you kidding?
No, because he broke the law.
This whole show, Jesse, and I've spent my entire time either on Fox or on my podcast exposing the left for claiming Russia interfered in an election as Hillary Clinton paid off a bunch of foreign agents, her team literally, to fabricate a story that occupied the nation for 4 years. What's she doing right now? Getting a manicure in freaking Chappaqua. She's not doing squat.
I mean, you don't always have to break the law to get the FBI knocking at your door, but, like, point taken.
While doing crack. And what is he doing? He's living in a Malibu.
Are we talking about Mike Lindell?
I was on crack.
Right.
I don't even know who he's talking about that was on crack. And like literally Mike Lindell, that's like he's on your side. That's the dude on crack. He says it all the time. He never passes up an opportunity to say he was on crack.
I was on crack.
Right.
Oh, Hunter Biden. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
What's she doing right now? Getting a manicure in freaking Chappaqua. She's not doing squat. Nothing. Hunter Biden is having sex on tape while doing crack. And
He sounds like such a fun guy.
In a Malibu mansion. And yet the president, the former president, who, whether you agree with him or not on his claims
I don't.
of the election, whether you agree or not, we still live in a country where you are allowed to challenge an election. There's even a process.
You're not allowed to have a coup, though.
You may not like it, but it's a process. How do I know it's a process? Because some people are trying to reform it. You may not like it, but now you send the FBI. Let me tell you something. I have paid due deference.
You tell me.
For a long time, and a lot of listeners didn't like it because I work with some very good people over there who have since retired. The management of the FBI has now shredded any single sliver of credibility this agency had left. Nobody will.
Because they did something you don't like.
From this point on, it is over. You've heard the examples: Stone, Manafort, Cohen, over and over.
All criminals.
Are they bad guys? I don't know.
Bad guys. Very bad guys.
All I'm telling you is you cannot tell me we still live in a constitutional republic and not the freaking third world when you have Hillary Clinton paying foreign agents to interfere with an election, people lying on
that didn't happen.
On tape. And what happens? Where are the federal agents? They're not in Malibu. They're not in Chappaqua.
I was on crack.
They're in Mar-a-Lago. This is some third world garbage that happened tonight. And I'm telling you, the FBI management, here's a solution. Last thing. We have now got to win in 2022. You have no choice now, folks. Oh, we don't like the swampy Republicans. I don't like them either.
You aren't.
Solution.
You aren't going to win.
Democrats are certainly the cause of all your problems right now. If there was ever a clarion call to remove your ass from the seat and go...
The Democrats are the cause of all your problems right now.
Not only hearing...
What a statement.
Total house cleaning at the top of the DOJ and the FBI. When the left is complaining about one firing, fire 10 more people the next day. And then when the New York Times starts crapping their diaper and whining about it, fire 100 more people the day after that. Until you can get people in there who aren't Republicans, who aren't Democrats, but who believe in our Constitution like I did. I was going to give my life to protect...
You don't believe in the Constitution, Bungie, no.
...detail around the world's hot zones. So I'm not going to be lectured by some a-hole leftist about anything. They didn't see my kid crying as I was flying around the world to protect the guy they loved. He was the president. I did my job. This is freaking embarrassing. There should be a massive house cleaning, and I'm telling you...
Were you beating your kid or something, you fucking psycho?
I'm begging you to vote in 2022, or you might not recognize this place afterwards.
Wow. That's some grade A cope. That's some grade A cope. Let's hear what Mary Trump has to say about her uncle's recent run-in with law enforcement. Apparently the liberals love her.
He even broke into my safe with the exclamation point. For me, is the element in the Donald Trump statement tonight that says the most. He seems shocked by that. This is inconceivable to him. Although this kind of thing couldn't have
You
happened.
keep using that word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
This kind of thing was going to come if you continue to resist this investigation.
Do you think Trump's like inconceivable? You think you might bust that one out on him? You keep using that word.
Or not cooperate in whatever way he was not cooperating.
Sure, and I agree, Lauren. So that was the tell right there, that even though, of course, Donald was informed ahead of time. And first of all, I just wanted to say, if the FBI has a search warrant, they're not really breaking in. They're just doing their job and getting
exactly
they're entitled to, because it's been withheld from them. But this is just another example in a very long line of examples of Donald's narcissism and sense of entitlement. He may have been told it was coming, but he could not possibly believe it was coming because it never
happened. He had to have been told it was coming.
That's where that panic is coming from. And
they probably even told him the day. He might not have known the exact time they were coming. They probably told him the day.
Of any investigation into his potential wrongdoing.
How is your uncle going to sleep tonight?
Well, probably as well as he always does, which is to say, not well, because there's been so many.
He's usually tweeting on the toilet not tweeting anymore, truthing.
He was in New York today because he needs to sit for a deposition in another case. So it's all coming sort of fast and furious, and has been for quite some time.
We also learned more today, and this is something that we were going to discuss at greater length tonight, through Peter Baker and Susan Glass's reporting in their new book about Donald Trump's relationship to the military while he was in the White House. But there's this very telling moment about how he thought his relationship with the military should work. This is a passage about that. The president's loud complaints to John Kelly one day was typical, "You effing generals, why can't you be like..."
Oh, yeah, we heard this last night.
Which generals?
I don't think you're giving us any new information, Lawrence. I'm bored. I'm sorry. Mary Trump seems all right. She's still a Trump, though. Here's an interesting clip. Charlie Kirk shared this out earlier, and I'm fascinated to watch this. This is him tweeting out, "It wasn't long ago when they loved him." And it is a clip of Donald Trump on The View. Doesn't say when it's from. He's very young, so I'm assuming it's mid-2000s.
Okay, you ready? Come in. Just check it out, please.
No, it's true. It's real.
It's not very pretty, but it's real.
How did it feel like when they really attack you and they do it?
Oh, it's a compilation. It's several times over the years.
Excuse me, you attack my hair all the time. I got used to you were worse than they were.
I stopped.
No, you were worse than they were. And you know what, Barbara? You know what? Look.
It's real.
It's really mine. You know, it's like
together.
He kind of just sexually assaulted Barbara Walters right there.
He knows how to get to me.
Strange things happened over the last couple of years. It's called Twitter. And I have this account with millions of people.
Right.
And I've got all these, and I used to say I want to own a newspaper. This is better.
Are you a birther, Donald?
Okay. Something on that birth certificate that he doesn't like.
Oh, my God. 3 pounds.
Donnie, I love you.
Donald,
I'm telling you.
I love you, too. I think that's the biggest pile of dog mess I've heard in ages.
Yeah, see, Whoopi's calling him out there.
Donald Trump is a billionaire, a real estate mogul, and a television star.
Whoopi doesn't like him, clearly.
Of the United States to his resume, a lot of people would like him to.
I think the country is doing so badly, they want somebody that's going to help it. I think the country is never been in a position like it is right now. It's being ripped off by every nation, every intelligent nation in the world, whether it's China. They're taking our jobs, they're making all our product, and then they loan us back the money, we pay them interest.
That is
whether
crazy.
It's OPEC.
Stop touching Barbara Walters. It's making me uncomfortable.
Somebody now that's going to protect them and protect this country, because we're not going to be a great country for long if we keep going the way we're going.
Also, I would have thought she's too old for you, Donald. I would have thought she's too old for you.
Right now.
If you, when we have,
He did it again. Stop touching Barbara Walters' leg.
I'm not a big fan of George Bush. I'm not a fan of
let's not talk
Obamacare.
about what who
I
gave
know,
who,
I know,
baby,
Whoopi.
because
I
we'll
don't think I'm going to
bend
get
over.
Whoopi's vote.
If you did, let me just ask, if you did beat,
And she likes me. She even put me in her
I was
movies.
just going to say.
She put me in her movies.
Oh shit. Oh, they are buddies.
It's a freebie.
We got some love between Whoopi and Trump.
there's nothing you haven't been successful at.
And he touched Barbara Walters' leg again.
I don't know whether you should be president, but we do.
What a fucking creep. Oh my God, he made me so uncomfortable with the way he treated Barbara Walters. Oh my fuck. Oh fuck. I'm surprised she didn't slap the shit out of him. Oh my God. He deserved to have the shit slapped out of him because of that. Fuck. I didn't think Whoopi liked him, but then they had a love fest there at the end. I don't know. I don't fucking know. Well, like wasn't like Hillary and Bill at his wedding to Melania or some shit? Big club and you ain't in it. Charlie Kirk is going to tell us the truth about the Alex Jones trial. Because I totally did not know the truth about the Alex Jones trial. We watched quite a few clips of it the other night. So I can't imagine what truth Charlie's going to lay on me that I don't already know. But I always keep an open mind. You can convince me. So Charlie Kirk, take it away.
Back in a couple years ago, spoke out about the
Don't know if I'm high enough for this shit.
He said something, quote, he said,
spoke out about the Sandy Hook shooting. Spoke out about the Sandy Hook shooting.
No one died. The incident was staged. It was synthetic. It was manufactured. It was a giant hoax and completely.
Oh, that is wrong.
He's totally wrong there. In fact, he's admitted he was wrong. Shouldn't have said it. It was not true. Somewhat despicable, quite honestly, and he shouldn't have said it. Okay. So he said that, and in reaction to it, the Sandy Hook parents then started to, allegedly to the court documents, started to get harassed because of that. Series of lawsuits then were
not because he said that he was wrong.
Of him.
Not that you made it sound like he said it and then he admitted that he was wrong, and then the Sandy Hook parents filed suit, which is not how those events took place. You got that completely out of order. He admitted that he was wrong after the suits from the Sandy Hook parents.
Their lives were totally ruined. This trial has been going on and on and on.
It actually hasn't really.
You're dealing with someone that specializes in bombast and bravado. Shouldn't have said it. It was a mistake. He's admitted he was wrong multiple times, but that will not satisfy the media, and that will not satisfy the nonstop pressure campaign against Alex Jones.
I just did the Jason Bateman meme.
According to the judge in the Alex Jones case, anything you read in the press is hearsay, and even reciting what you read as a means to convey how you made it feel is also hearsay. So let's play cut 22.
How did you feel about that?
Well, when I read in the newspaper there was a $28 million ad buy.
Don't say what you read in the newspaper. Just tell me how you felt.
Things that you have read are also hearsay.
Okay.
Because you didn't say them, somebody else said them. Right? A writing is speech. Do not tell the jury anything that came from someone else that you've read or heard. You'll have to disregard that sentence.
Okay.
Go ahead.
The judge, her name is Maya Guerra Gamble. This is the type of
I don't know the context.
Was given. Put 23 up on stage. Hashtag stay at home. It could save lives with a blue hair bonnet on. Love is love with the transgender thing. And also, don't stay at the top. Vote for every Democrat. That's the type of judge Alex Jones got. Conflict of interest? You better believe it. Now look, did Alex Jones do something wrong? Of course he did something wrong. Does that mean that he should now have to pay a $50 million?
Yes, it does. The jury decided that. That's how that works, Charlie. You're asking your audience this hypothetical question, but like it's literally the system we have. The jury decides that. And the judge being, do I get to go in if I'm arrested for marijuana possession? And if the judge is a Republican, I just get to disregard? Oh, you're biased against me because you're a Republican. Fuck no, that's not how that works, Charlie. Fuck off.
$1 million judgment? What kind of precedent does that set? That means that if you say something potentially...
That you can't go lie about school shooting victims? I hope it sets a precedent.
...offensive or could be interpreted as offensive. You could then go through multiple years of lawsuits and legal challenges that could bankrupt your entire life.
Good. Alex Jones deserves exactly that. And let me tell you, like, it is amazing what all it's took to get to this point. The years of torment that the Sandy Hook parents endured to bring suit on Alex Jones. Fuck you, Charlie.
Cut 25. Joe Rogan talking about Alex Jones. Play cut 25.
Alex Jones is funnier than Andy Kaufman's ever been. Alex Jones is f***ing hilarious often. Do you don't think there's an entertainment value in him saying he's going to eat his neighbor?
Fire.
Right. But there's something to that, like to stop that and ban that. You're not stopping anyone from.
Nobody banned him.
You're not stopping anybody from anything bad by not having Alex do this entertaining thing about eating his neighbor. You're not saving anybody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta.
The fucking clip he's talking about is Alex Jones saying things are going to get so bad with COVID that he is willing to eat his neighbor to make sure that I will eat your ass. I will eat your ass. Don't think I won't do it. That's literally what he was saying. I'm not misquoting him, I don't think. Let me go look it up. If we get the song, I'm totally cool with that as well. I will eat your... yes. If we get the song, I'm cool with that.
I will eat your leftist ass like corn on the cob. I'm ready. I will eat your ass. I will eat your leftist ass like corn on the cob. I'm ready. I will eat you. I will eat your ass.
No, he wasn't just talking about his obsession with rim jobs.
You live in sexual anarchy.
My neighbors. You think I like size it up? I'm gonna haul him up back chain. Chop his ass up, size it up. I'm gonna haul him up back chain. Chop, 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 chop. I will eat your leftist ass like corn on the cob. I'm ready. I will eat your ass. I will eat your leftist ass like corn on the cob. I'm ready. I will eat you.
It's not hard. It's not a hard voice to do. Barbecue my ass, he will.
Well, I killed a cow out back, baby. You think Christ would eat somebody? He would never do that. I will. I'm ready to hang them up. You know what? I'm ready. I will eat your leftist ass like corn on the cob. I'm ready. I will eat your ass. I will eat your leftist ass like corn on the cob. I'm ready. I will eat you. I will eat your ass.
I love me some corn on the cob. I will eat your ass. I mean, as long as we're doing it, This is Alex Jones' rant as an indie folk song.
The paradigm of absolute control.
Yeah, it's the Bon Iver version. Like this, yes. I was like, as long as we're doing it, let's do this one too.
Pointing out that we're meant to be in nature and be natural, and this is where we find the source that God made to transcend the New World Order. And that's why they want to try to keep us out of it.
I'm angry. I've had enough of these people. They're a bunch of Christian murderers scum. They're on giant death factories keeping babies alive and selling their body parts. What more do you need to know about these people? I go out and face these scum. They literally crawl out from under rocks. They have green looking skin and they run around screaming, we love Satan, we wanna eat babies. I have them on video. Hillary's in the creepy, weird, sick stuff, man. She sleeps in the same room with that creepy, weird woman whose mother wears a hood over her head.
I don't know what the fuck he's talking about there.
Imagine how bad she smells, man. I'm told her and Obama just stink. Obama and Hillary both smell like...
And wow, this is like 2015, 2016 when he's doing this fucking rant. He's aged quite poorly in the last 6 or 7 years, hasn't he? God damn. You're like a completely different dude now. Shit. Man, hate don't wear on you well, does it? Holy fuck, dude. Night and day over here. I bet you smell like sulfur.
Sulfur. Literal vampire pot and the goblins are hobbling round coming after us. My spirit gets close to that evil and I feel it go.
My favorite part.
Self-centered crap we don't even notice, and itself rising up against us. Millions of pointed people of the very worst type, and I'm so pissed. We're gonna stab your daughter at the mall.
No, my favorite part is the ending.
Gonna stab your wife, your son. We're gonna stab you with a butcher knife.
Because it's been a while since I watched this. But no, my favorite part is the end. When like the song ends and like he composes himself and he's like, so then I was watching Fox News at the hotel. And for those if you're listening to this and just the audio, please seek out the video. Cause like they've synced it up perfect. He is actually saying the shit along with he's singing the song. Cause he was actually the lyrics you are hearing are actual words he said. So there is the video of him saying them as if he's singing them. Yes, whoever put this together has immense talent. Let me give props to the channel. Nick Lutzko. I guess he used to work for Super Deluxe, which is why that's some talent. But my favorite part is at the end where like the song ends and then he just goes right back into like his rant.
And then the police chief is gonna say, we love our Somalis, we love our Muslims. Oh, they're so good. Oh, they're so sweet.
I was watching Fox News as I worked out this morning.
Cracks me the fuck up. Oh, shit. Oh, we didn't even finish the Charlie Kirk clip. We just got completely... As if Alex works. Does that look like a man that works out? No, I was showing you what what he was talking about when he was talking about Alex eating his neighbors.
Like, what are you doing? Like, what is he doing that's so awful?
I don't.
He's talking about eating his neighbors.
It's entertaining. Like, why is it only acceptable if you have some kind of entertainment? Because there's so many rap videos that you could watch that I enjoy, but they're talking about shooting people and robbing people, and it's...
Yeah, but it's clearly a work of art. Alex Jones is telling stupid people that children being murdered is a deep state conspiracy, and then they go and harass those families. Joe, have what's his fucking name? What's his fucking name? Steve, it's not his fucking name. Steve, pull it. Jamie, pull it up for him. All the personal stories of the Sandy Hook families who have been harassed by followers of Alex Jones. And you will be like, yeah, they probably deserve $50 million. Nobody should have to go through that. Alex should not have done what he did. That was defamation, which is what he is being sued for and losing. And he didn't even go. He had his chance to adjudicate it. Joe, you're leaving that part off. They default judgmented against him because he just didn't show up for court. He had his chance to fight it, and he lost by default because he just didn't show up.
Everywhere on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's so prevalent.
Yeah.
And somehow or another, that's okay.
Talking mostly about social media censorship when it comes to Alex Jones, it is fair to say Alex Jones is the most banned man in America. He is. So this was...
He ain't banned from shit. You can go watch him right now.
Alex Jones... and shut him
He just
up.
has to. There's the fucking right wingers. This upsets me so bad. Alex Jones is not banned. You can go watch him. He just has to host himself. I'm currently being hosted on Twitch, YouTube, DLive, a number of services. But I have to play by their rules. They're hosting me. They are actually the bandwidth that it takes to host my content is actually the bulk of the cost of doing this. And they, the capitalists, provide me with that. They own that means of production. I'm far less capitalist in this endeavor than I am in my other endeavors. But I got to play by YouTube's rules. I got to play by Twitch's rules. And their brands don't want to be associated with Alex Jones, and that's their right. Fuck off, dude. That's how this works. That's the system you guys created.
Maybe it's because he was onto the Jeffrey Epstein thing before anyone else. He even said that. Play cut 20.
One of the things you've been talking about on your show is your allegation that government officials are aiding in pedophilia, child trafficking, and the grooming of children, right?
Well, you mean like what Jeffrey Epstein did with the Clintons?
Oh, that video flew.
He didn't even play the fucking Joe Rogan reaction.
Alex gets a little ahead of himself. He very well might be right on this, but he gets a little bit ahead of himself, okay? He doesn't exactly...
This is embarrassing. Charlie Kirk, you're embarrassing.
10 out of 10. He goes DEFCON 5 immediately. So here's Alex Jones, how everyone in the courtroom is demonic with a cult ideology of the New World Order. Alex, this doesn't do you any favors, man.
Yeah, that sounds like Alex Jones.
Out here, and you just keep digging yourself a hole. Play cut 21.
It's demonic. They all act demonically possessed. The judge, the lawyers, it's surreal to be around them. And it makes you feel sorry for them because these people are committed to a cult ideology of the New World Order. And they're never going to stop. They're getting rid of all the checks and balances.
Never gonna stop me. Never gonna stop.
Pedophilia everywhere.
Now they're promoting pedophilia.
Social contract. They are destroying our country by design. They have been turned loose. When I talk about they, I mean the general crazed mob of the left.
I find very little I could disagree with there, but just don't attack.
Wow.
You still have a
Hey,
penny.
Charlie Kirk, I still have yet to be sued by you. I believe that you were a Nazi.
Alex Jones made a mistake.
Charlie Kirk, I believe you are a Nazi. I'm going to email freedom@charliekirk.com and call him a Nazi.
Fun and interesting people. Is it now the precedent?
Charlie Kirk is a Nazi and a groomer. A groomer. Don't forget that one. He is a groomer.
Free speech is messy, everybody.
He is a groomer. TPUSA is a grooming organization.
Wrong what happened to Alex Jones.
Nothing is wrong about what happened to Alex Jones. He deserved every bit of it. Charlie didn't even make an argument in favor of Alex Jones. Every clip that Charlie played was like a conceding of the fact that Alex Jones did something wrong. And then we get to the end and he's like, but Alex Jones didn't deserve this. Fuck off. Fuck off, Charlie Kirk. I hope this one's better. This is going to be Seb Gorka and Kevin Sorbo. And a couple other people are in on this. Kevin Searcy.
How uphill a struggle this is. Gina, the Daily Wire,
I always like it's a good Seb Gorka clip here.
You're fighting it. Is this the beginning of something exciting, or how much of a...
Give me the people who the... Nick Searcy, Kevin Sorbo. It says Michael Knowles, Robert Davey, and Mr. Reagan. I don't know who any of those people are.
Is this?
I think it is the beginning of something exciting. And by the way, I played the title role in that movie. I am the terror on the prairie. Yeah, I mean,
I guess talking about the Daily Wire movie.
And as always with movies like this, the struggle is in distribution, is in getting a pathway for people to see the film. And you have to be a subscriber to the Daily Wire.
That's any,
Prairie, which is great. I'm a great
any filmmaker.
But I think at a certain point, we as conservatives, we have to compete on the battleground that Hollywood has established. We have to compete in the theaters. We have to start making popular entertainment that everybody goes to see. And Tom Cruise
But you don't make popular entertainment. You make shit.
has shown that if you make movies that are not driven by this obvious and political agenda that most Hollywood movies are driven by, people will flock to see it. There's a huge market out there that we're not tapping into.
Yeah. Now, Kevin, you have been producing content.
Yes. What is missing in the United States movie-going experience is the big budget explosion, action-packed, toxic masculinity film. We don't have enough of those. Those aren't a thing.
Starring in movies for years. However, we know and love you from The Adventures of Hercules that your lovely wife...
I'm sure there was a lot of money coming into Ilhan Omar, Warlord.
What we're witnessing recently, we have the CEO of Netflix warning his woke employees, if you don't like it, you can pack your bags and you can leave the company. Is the fact that so much great content is being made on TV perhaps the next avenue? What are you predicting for the future? Are conservatives going to be able to break out of their ghetto of conservative content for movie screens or for TV screens?
Well, I think the indie world is starting to pick up, and it is a battle out there. Nick's right. I mean, to try to raise $3-4 million to do movies that have just good family values, morals, whether they're faith-based or not. They're movies that people do want to see. There's 80 million homes out there that want the type of movies. They want to see a Top Gun. They want to see a Hercules again. I don't know if you can make Hercules today because Universal writers that were...
Oh, my God! Oh, my God! I don't know if you can make Hercules today because Hercules is so controversial.
If you can make Hercules today, because Universal writers that were writing for that series actually put moral values into Hercules. You couldn't do that anymore. You couldn't do a show like Touched by an Angel. But, I think more and more...
Isn't that virtue signaling?
I have 2 movies I directed coming up this fall. I was lucky enough to be in the Reagan movie with Dennis Quaid, and I'm sure Nick was in that movie
because Hercules was bad.
You know, it's starting to pick up. People are getting tired of it. People are
at least with Kevin Sorbo.
Netflix is saying what he's saying. Well, obviously,
because like didn't Disney make a cartoon movie and wasn't it good? So like clearly like Kevin Sorbo was the problem. You can make a Hercules movie. That's not an issue.
He's saying, look at the millions of people that have pulled their money away from us. I mean, I don't know how many tens of millions each month they have lost now because of the content that they're throwing out there. And people are saying, okay, enough of this, guys. We put up with it.
Hey, we're like if talking about Ilhan Omar. If you guys want to do if you want to check in on the election, we can totally do that. Go back to election coverage. I would assume in Ilhan Omar's race that AIPAC was highly involved in running against Omar. House Republican who voted for impeachment concedes in race. Another one that voted to impeach Trump has lost. Representative Jamie Herrera Butler's concession came a week after her primary in Washington State. There's another Trump-tinged brawl in Wisconsin and in Minnesota. A special election could narrow the Democratic edge in the House. In Connecticut, this is the Republican primary for Senate. Leora Levy is the projected winner. A three-way primary. This is going to be the challenger to Senator Richard Blumenthal, a Democrat in his second term, who remains favored, but whose job approval has slipped below 50%. It doesn't tell us who Leora Levy is. I bet she's a Trump supporter. So probably going to be easy for Blumenthal. In the Democratic Senate race, it's Barnes, but we knew that. Mandela Barnes is going to go on to challenge Ron Johnson in what could be a pickup for the Democrats. Brad Finstad wins in the Minnesota Republican primary, the 1st congressional district. This is one of those weird. This is the one where dude died, I believe. So there's a race to fill his seat immediately for like the rest of the term, and then there's the race to be the party nominee. What other races were we watching? Omar has not been called yet. Representative Ilhan Omar, a well-known member of the progressive clique known as the Squad, is seeking her 3rd term in office and is once again facing a primary challenge from a moderate candidate. This time is Don Samuels, who is running on a pro-law enforcement platform. Okay, Ilhan has been, no, I'm sorry. That's the denotation that she's the incumbent. I was getting ready to say that Omar had been declared the winner, but still, it looks like she's going to win by about 2.5 percentage points, but it is closer than one would expect. Nah. I like Ilhan Omar an awful lot. The Minnesota Republicans nominated an election skeptic for Secretary of State. Kim Crockett, who called the 2020 presidential election a train wreck and cast doubt on the counting of the votes during the pandemic, won the Republican nomination for Secretary of State. Wisconsin Assembly Speaker Robin Vos is taking the lead over his Trump-endorsed challenger and Adam Steen. With 87% of the vote in, Vos leads by 283 votes. Damn. Samuels has conceded to Representative Ilhan Omar, so Omar is indeed the winner. Yep, the Leora Levy is indeed the Trump-backed Senate race in Connecticut. So there's your update on primary day. Oh yeah, I keep fucking up the top graphics. I'm going back to my movies. My moving pictures up there. I had said I was thinking about doing the Spin magazine article that I had that was like the 35 songs you haven't heard in 35 years. But I think I'm going to skip out on doing that tonight. We'll do that tomorrow night. Went quite a bit longer than I thought I was going to. Let me give you a animal video before we get out of here, though. This is a bear coming to visit a house. Just kind of lets himself in, makes himself at home. He's cute, but you probably don't want to fuck with him. He looks well groomed, too. Oh my god, he closed the door behind him. Look at this fucker. He's smarter than your average bear. God damn, that was hokey as fuck. I'm hokey as fuck. Motherfucker, shut the door, though. It's fucking wild. You're watching on Twitch. We're going to go say hey to Poly people. Go ahead, light one up, tip one back. It's alright to have a little fun before you hit the sack. I'm Justin FREAKIN. We'll see you tomorrow night on the Troll Patrol. Live. And this fucking bear is so fucking cool. Very polite and courteous.